Hello! Yes, it worked. Hello! Yes, hi, and welcome back to episode 99 of the Chronicles of Nidum, run by us, the Dice of the Holder, and streamed through the ever-patient Heavyweight RPG, waiting for us to actually come back every Sunday morning. You guys on tonight? Nah. We'll see.
Fuck, are we already going?
Yeah.
Rude.
But hi,
You're
hello.
very off to one side, my love.
We're back. For now. We'll see. But yes, before we get into tonight's episode, obviously, as always, a word about our sponsors. As ever, firstly, we will talk about the wonderful and amazing Loki Battle Mats. They are an award-winning UK-based TTRPG accessory creator. There are many books of battle mats, little, big, giant sizes, and there are modular book sets are full of amazing artwork that add an awesome backdrop to any tabletop game. If you are interested in finding out more, please search Loki Battle Mats, L-O-K-E, on Facebook or most social media, or visit lokibattlemats.com, the link in chat, to view their amazing artwork and shop their physical and digital maps. Secondly, we have the wonderful Sirenscape. Thanks as always, obviously, for the amazing atmosphere and music. You can add the sounds you will hear tonight and more to your games when you download the Sirenscape. In fact, no, you don't even need to download the Sirenscape desktop or mobile app anymore. You can just log in, share a link with all of the players around your table or the ones you are playing with online, as we do, and they can then listen to all of the wonderful, fantastic, immersive sounds that you play for them to get them into the game. Yeah, don't even need to subscribe, don't even need to pay anything. You get 20 sound sets just to get you started. You don't even need to register. So please pop over to sirenscape.com to find out more, because epic games need epic sound. Thirdly, the wonderful and amazing Sparky & Co. I haven't spoken to Sparky I forgot about Sparky, sorry, Charles. I haven't spoken to Sparky in ages, so I don't actually know whether they've done the whole rebrand yet. But if you don't think you have enough minis, or you want something just that little bit extra,
You never have enough minis.
because there are so many weird things on his shop right now.
I'll remind you, you said that next time I want to buy more Warhammer stuff.
Different kind of mini.
But
They're
please
minis.
pop over to Etsy, search Sparky & Co, and you can find the weird and wonderful shop full of the strangest meldings of flesh made into a Dungeons & Dragons miniature that I thought possible. If you would like to purchase some, you can use the code HEAVY to get yourself a heavyweight barbarian size D12% discount at checkout. So yes, please go do that. But before, without further ado, the players. Oh, I forgot to turn on Greg's, because I wasn't sure whether they wanted to. There's Greg too. Yes. Hello. Yes. We've been away for ages. Really
Yeah.
sorry. There was this big event that we needed.
We actually had a big falling out. None of us get on anymore, but we've decided to.
We owed it to
protect
you.
for the sake of the stream.
Yeah. Actually, we had a massive
Like,
event.
in particular, ruining it, Brian. Ruining it.
Yes, you are. Actually, we had a massive event to plan for.
And then enjoy.
And then enjoy, and then recover from.
I assume someone enjoyed it.
And now we're getting a divorce!
Yay!
If the last one is anything to go by, it's going to take us at least 15 years.
Be a little while, yeah, a little while.
Yeah, it's going to be a while. Don't worry about it.
But yes, Millie and I got married. Woo!
Boo.
To be fair, who am I talking to? There's 2 people in chat who weren't at the wedding. Sorry.
Yeah.
But obviously there are lots of pictures online. And yes, it was a glorious, glorious time. And we loved it, and it was wonderful and amazing.
That's why you should hang out on the Beholders Discord and stuff, because you might just end up getting invited to one of our weddings.
Brian Millie's next
There's
wedding.
only one person in this chat that might have a future wedding.
Yes, so if anyone wants to get on M's wedding guest list, join the Discord now.
Join
Yeah.
our Discord. In fact,
For a wedding
yes.
I'm probably never going to have, because I
Make
still
friends
need
with
to
them.
I'm
Yeah, true,
still
yeah.
working on convincing
Right.
Charlie to do
Right,
the whole
divorce.
polyamory thing.
No. I mean, Bri got divorced, what, 2 weeks before getting remarried?
Officially, yeah.
I'm hoping to do it way before then, but
Yeah.
it's going to
But
be
yes,
a process.
please.
We could renew our vows. We could renew our vows, baby. Plan another wedding.
If you haven't already, click on the link in chat where you will find a wonderful link tree showing all of our socials, Dice of the Beholder and Heavyweight Gaming. You can find all of our YouTubes, Spotify's, which, Christ, Spotify, that needs updating. I'm so far behind. And all of our YouTubes where you can find thousands of hours of wonderful TTRPG content. But yes, please come and join our community. Lots of like-minded fools, and eventually you might get invited to a big piss up in the woods, apparently. But yes, come join. Most importantly, I'm glad we've got 80 in the chat now. Very soon, after the horror that was all of those people in my house for the week leading up to the wedding, in which I loved them all and we couldn't have done it without them. But
No offense to the people who were in our house.
No offense to them, but God, did I want them to leave. But yes, love you all.
By the end, not.
Coming up, final week of July, from the 24th to the 28th, this channel, to the people in this stream, and our Monday night group will be raising as much money as we possibly can for some wonderful causes. We have a charity week coming up in which we will play D&D, continuing our Monday night campaign, for 12 hours a day for 5 days, in an attempt, because we've done enough of these 24, 49-hour streams before, in an attempt to raise the same amount of money as all those other streams combined. For that, we need your help. Please click on the link in chat, the Just Giving page. We can find out more information about the 3 wonderful charities that have been picked for this event: Papyrus, Shelter UK, and MS UK. And if you can, give £1. If you can, give more. If you can't, rob a rich person and give all of their money.
It is always morally correct to rob a millionaire.
Exactly. But yes, coming up, please put it in your calendar if you haven't already. July 24th to the 28th. In lieu of birthday presents, I will be accepting charity donations. Thank you very much. Because my birthday is on the 25th. Theft for charity is fine. Exactly. Would Robin Hood lie?
Yeah.
Also, for pleasure, also fine.
Be great. Be great. Be gay. Do crime.
Exactly.
Be grey.
Be great.
Be Greg.
Do crime.
Be Greg, do crime.
No, do crime.
Yeah, be grey. Do crime.
It's not focusing. Oh, there we go. Yay!
Be gay, do crime.
Be gay, do crimes. And for that week-long campaign, I'm currently painting the minis that we're going to use for it, made by Sparky. So
Hey.
there you go. Plug that a little bit more.
Is it really stealing, or is it reclaiming the money they stole? Ian.
It is that. Hey, anyone want to tell me what time this motherfucker started talking? It feels like we've been here for like half an hour already and we haven't rolled a single die.
I mean, he literally counted down as you put your headset on.
We've been live for about 10 minutes. Live on the screen for about 10 minutes.
Yeah, you haven't done the recap yet.
So.
I would have had a nap first if I'd known.
Cattle on.
The story so far on the Chronicles of Nidum. The group, then, after their last major foe was vanquished, which was, I believe, Hephaestus, yes, in Gracia, were met by Natasha while they were trying to relax and given another mission, because they don't get time to relax, it's not allowed.
Shocking.
And asked to return to Paras, where the council, now in charge of the remnants of the Empire, requested their service. On the way back, while flying high up in the air, they spotted a tower, impossibly high above the clouds. And when turning so that they did not run into it, discovered that the tower, for some reason, moved, followed them across the horizon. Eventually dipping below the clouds and coming into land close to the tower so they could investigate, they discovered, much to their shock and amazement, they had found themselves on the outskirts of New Nidum, where they were greeted by two children they had not seen since midsummer, oh so long ago, the day they were exiled from Nidum. After walking through the town, seeing many old faces, but a lot of new ones, and before they could then talk to their family, they were ushered up into the tower to meet Merlin, an old, grizzled, weakened wizard who was currently tending to the incredibly injured and unconscious Marcus. It was there by Merlin that they were told the truth about the planes. That the plane they existed in, the magical, was separated from the physical millennia ago by an agreement, or a returning of the gift of magic by Arthur. This dream world that they now inhabited, while real to them, questions of its reality abounded, was now threatened by the personification of darkness, the personification of the nothing that came before the spark, the Big Bang, that created the universe. It was then, after their part in this story was explained to them, they met the remnants of their family. Dice meeting much more family than they realized they had, as they were explained their patchwork soul, put together by Marcus when they were a newborn babe. And after many, many truths were told, and many more questions now to be answered, exhausted, everyone went to sleep.
Well, I just got my girlfriend back, so sleep's probably an overstatement.
Everyone
went to bed?
Everyone went to bed.
Very good.
And so...
And I think Ori was busy too. So
No, because we took the Reverend back with us.
Ori very vehemently explained that they were very drunk. All they wanted to do was snuggle.
Hmm. Also, the Reverend is in with us because the Reverend passed out and we took the Reverend back with us.
oh yes,
Does Ace sleep now?
Ace basically
Ace
meditates. So Ace
Yeah,
meditated with, as they also discovered, their pa, who,
Yep.
now that they were allowed to meditate in the same room, discovered that also does not sleep.
Yep.
Pretended for Ace's entire life.
The
never
Reverend
actually
passed
was
out from
transferred.
what?
Drinking.
Oh,
We all got drunk. We all got very, very drunk.
okay.
I don't think Ace.
I think we said we put you on like a couch or something
Mhm.
inside
I'll-
Granny's house.
I'll allow it. Seems out of character, but I wasn't there, so who knows?
It is then.
it was fed. I don't know, God alcohol. Let's go with that.
It is then the next morning. Before, as some of you rise, you discover that it is well past dawn. You have all been allowed to rise of your own accord. None of you have been woken early, but the heavy smell of kind of bacon, cooked meats, breakfast being prepared does kind of waft into all of the bedrooms. What would you like to do?
I'm going to nudge Natasha awake.
Yet, I do not eat breakfast.
Breakfast?
Leave me.
Breakfast. Coffee.
Yet, I want water.
Okay, water. I'll go and get her a cup of water.
Of course.
You return with the water. She buries her head under a pillow, just kind of uncovers her mouth to sip at the water, and then covers it back up again, and just kind of waves you away for a moment.
I'll check on you in a bit.
I'm That's all
can
you get from it.
I just walk out of the room with, you can handle your drink, but you're terrible with hangovers. I just skip on downstairs.
Okay. As you get downstairs, then, Granny, much better at handling hangovers. Where you left them passed out at the long kind of table that had been set up in the street. You left them passed out after covering them with a blanket. They are now pottering about the kitchen, just like laying the table with breakfast. There seem to be kind of like...
Granny invented the hangover.
There are many more place settings than there are just you and Granny and Natasha.
Yeah.
So you would assume that Granny is preparing breakfast for everyone.
I just easily slip into old habits of helping, putting things out when I know where everything is.
And you do very quickly, almost as if you haven't been gone. Granny kind of skirting around your legs without even looking. Sometimes just like going straight between your legs.
Like a tail holding a jug.
She does kind of almost like give a look, thinking, I don't actually have to duck. When did you get so tall? Kind of thing.
It's the boots.
And she carries on, just like dancing around you as she lays out breakfast.
Granny, if you have anything for a hangover, Natasha is barely alive upstairs.
I can probably put something together. She potters over then to her kind of herb corner and just starts putting together what you know to be, and you know to be because you've imbibed this quite a few times yourself over the years. You know this to be a quite effective hangover cure that will work quite well. She kind of sets it down next to her, making no move to take it upstairs, just leaving that to you, and carries on going about making breakfast. Reverend, you are sleeping on a guest bed in the living room, just off to the side of this kitchen diner.
Yeah, I was going to say, am I here? Am I close by?
You are.
'Cause
You are quite close
I don't
by.
think when Reverend hears like people pottering around in the kitchen, he wouldn't stay where he is. I'm gonna roll a quick con save.
Okay.
See how I'm doing. That's a 16. I'm doing all right.
Yeah, you're doing fine.
So I'll come in, and the Reverend pulls a little black bottle with a skull and crossbones on it out of like an inside pocket on his coat, and just like tips a couple of dashes into the hangover cure.
Okay.
This is a hot sauce I discovered on my travels. It'll wake you up.
All right. I'll take this up. I'll take this up to Natasha with another cup of water, just in case.
Tell her to hold her nose.
And grab that and go up.
Ace, as you come out of your meditative state, while you were there, you did not dream. For most of the evening, it almost seemed to speed up. So dawn came much quicker than you expected it to. Almost as if you were only in a trance for about an hour, when in fact like 8 hours passed. What you did notice during this meditative state that you were in was the darkness that permeated through the windows almost had a substance to it, as if it was trying to attack the light. When you notice this, almost disturbing your trance, you also notice your father smile, and the light in the room seemed to brighten, and then the darkness was kind of pushed away, became normal once more. It is then when you blink, not taking your eyes from your father, blink, the sun is streaming in through the windows, and as you open your eyes once more, your father is gone. But you do hear from a house quite close by the sounds of breakfast being prepared, and Oriana and the Reverend's voices kind of carrying quietly through the window.
Okay. I'll make my way over to them.
Dice.
Nosing on down.
Hello.
You wake up and discover that Sarah Hesh is nowhere to be seen. The chair is gone. Next to the table, however, is a glass of water. There is a freshly cut lily just placed on the side of the bed where Sarah Hesh would be laying. No note, but the water is cool, freshly poured. You too can also hear the voices of your friends coming from what would be next door.
I'll just smile and hop out of bed and hop downstairs. I'm assuming. I don't know how drunk Dice would have been.
Dice wasn't very drunk.
No, I didn't think she would be, based on, she was meeting a whole family. She had other things to do.
Yes.
So yeah, I'll just potter down to the kitchen. Morning!
Your mother and father are nowhere to be found. Oh, you mean potter to Granny's kitchen, not your kitchen?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, cool. And you are all together in the same room.
Morning.
Genius. Morning. How are you
There's-
today?
Pretty good. There's coffee in that pot and that pot. That pot has breakfast tea. That pot has Earl Grey tea.
There isn't coffee. I'll make a fresh pot.
You drank
The
all the
Reverend
coffee?
just downs his fourth cup of coffee.
I'm
Wow.
going to stop and look at him like, okay.
That's actually kind of impressive. I am just going to drag Natasha out of bed.
I just thought Natasha would have been keen to come downstairs, no?
Terrible with hangovers.
Really?
Hmm.
I would
She
not have
might-
expected that. She does need a higher constitution.
To drink water before going to bed.
That's very stupid.
I think in her words, vodka is water.
I wonder if she still feels the same this morning. You
I'd
should
find
ask her.
This is why Constitution is never a dump step.
Absolutely, I agree. As Oriana's walking past, I'd like to lean over and sniff what's in the hand. Just curious. I want to know what's in it.
The hangover cure.
Yeah, I want to sniff the hangover cure.
It smells,
I'm aware that it's got a massive amount of hot sauce in it.
It smells.
Just a couple of dashes.
spicy.
It's quite potent.
Yeah, it basically smells like hot sauce, but also there's a lot of quite sharp chemical smells to it. Looking over at, obviously, the spice rack, there are a lot of dried herbs and spices, but what you feel you're getting is you're getting all of the distilled essences of these different plants and funguses.
There's
Yeah,
a very good reason I learned how to start not to get a hangover because I didn't want to drink this anymore.
I think she's going to love it.
Mm. That's if I can get her to drink it.
If anyone's wondering,
I can get it
Ori's method for not getting a hangover is having 16 levels in Sorcerer. Well,
Yep.
some of them are in Bard, but
It's just building up resistance.
Absolutely.
it's building up hit points.
Mm. It's that constitution. Yeah, I'll head upstairs.
Granny does then look at you all after Oriana has wandered out of the room. I just wanted to say, and you, points at Reverend,
Hmm.
thank you. She looks well.
I mean, a lot of it was her own doing.
I don't think there's any thanks necessary. You know, she's basically my sister. I wouldn't let anything happen to her if I could help it.
Well,
She keeps us safe as much as the reverse is true.
If anything, more in some cases.
thank you
Yeah,
for the
she's pretty
times.
bad.
Thank you for the times when it was you, not her. Then I have a message for you.
Okay.
Marcus would like to speak to you before you leave. He's awake.
Oh, is he feeling a bit more alive?
Well, he's awake.
Can't be less alive.
I mean, I'm less alive.
Yeah, good point.
I've
I'm
got
going
things
to
to
look-
do, though.
Okay.
I'll say goodbye before you leave, don't worry.
May I help you clean up? We made quite a lot of mess in your kitchen here.
You better had.
We'll have it done before you come back.
Yes, you will.
Yes,
She
we will.
just smiles at you and walks out the door.
Thank you kindly for your hospitality, ma'am.
She just wanders off. Oriana,
She's still scary.
roll me a persuasion check.
Oriana roll up. So are you kidding
Yeah.
me? Okay. That'd be very funny.
Do you really need her to roll?
I mean, I actually rolled a nat 1, but I have plus 17, so it's an 18.
Okay,
That'll do.
that's fine then. There is an argument. It's quite monosyllabic from kind of from Natashah's side.
I know exactly what I'm going to do.
Okay, what are you going to do?
I'm going to, if she's still laying on the bed, I'm going to sit in her lap. I'm going to
Okay.
grab her by the back of the head and tilt her up, pour it into her mouth, and then kiss her so she has to swallow it.
Interesting.
Do something else.
Okay. With the kiss, then, it stops any further argument, and she does swallow, so that she can kiss you back.
Good girl.
For a moment, before pushing you off very quickly, and just kind of fanning her mouth, unable to speak, before then guzzling the glass of water to try and cool down whatever hot sauce was added to the hangover cure.
That's how you get
Trust me,
hungover
that
person
actually
to drink
makes it-
water.
And that actually makes it taste better.
She does, though, after blinking. Her eyes do seem a little brighter, her cheeks rosier, and she stands a bit straighter. Oh, that worked.
Did you doubt me?
There.
Rude.
You smelt it, yes?
I've drank it.
Okay. If I come downstairs, you promise I will never have to drink that again.
Well, I don't know how to make it, so yes.
Good. And she follows you back downstairs. You get into the room, you're eating breakfast. Is there anything you would like to say to each other about the revelations that you learned the day before? Or...
What revelations? No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I'm just wandering around pouring coffee and starting to stack dishes.
The Reverend's made more coffee. Probably already halfway through another cup.
Okay, I'm cutting you off.
No,
I
That'd
dare
be
you to
terrifying.
try.
Ace is
No,
already
I mean,
sick with
it's.
We're
I'm
gonna
sure
run
it's
out of
fine.
beans.
through
We're running
stuff.
out of beans.
It is a concern, Reverend. You do not want to completely run out of coffee, do you? And also, Granny was so hospitable, you wouldn't want to drink all of her coffee.
This seems like the type of town where neighbors are always willing to lend. I'm sure there's more coffee available.
Have you such a coffee problem? This isn't something I've necessarily witnessed in you before.
No, but have you ever seen me pass out on a couch before?
No, that was actually quite exciting. You're normally very put together.
Mm-hmm.
It was a little novel.
I'm gonna
So,
quickly turn to Natasha and go. The hot sauce addition, by the way, was the Reverend's idea. And
Well,
do it.
What?
now,
While surprising, it actually helped.
you know, What happens to snitches in Gracia?
We're not in Gracia anymore.
We're not
Also,
in.
it works.
I'm not even entirely sure we aren't.
I'm
I have
pretty
no
sure.
idea where we are.
It smells, looks like Empire.
What?
It smells like the Empire. The
Ah.
trees.
I thought you said it smells like a bar, and I was going to agree with you.
No, the Empire.
Rude.
It
But I think
smells-
that's mostly us.
Look at trees, topography. I think we are in Empire.
You're super hungover and you can say the word topography.
Okay. That hangover cure dice. It.
I must have missed that day in topography school.
So, Ari, Granny says that Marcus wants to see us. Apparently he's a bit more awake than he was
He's
previously.
capable of talking. That's impressive.
Looks like it. So that's nice.
What did you get up to with your family after last night?
Sorry, I nearly tipped a jar of glass of water into my lap. We just chatted. I chatted with my grandmother, the gnome one. That was nice. She's very short. They seem like a nice family.
As gnomes
If I ever get
traditionally
the
are.
chance to... Mhm. If I
Does
ever get
everyone
the
in
chance
this town
to...
have a gnome grandmother, or is it just the two of you?
Just the two, I think. And well, actually, apart from Billy Smith down the road, he has a gnome grandmother because he's a gnome.
Hmm.
So are you, as I understand it.
A lot of the gnomes actually have
as far as I'm
gnome
concerned.
grandmothers.
So, unless we count.
But you could have anyone. I don't know. You know.
Wait, did you
Ace's
say you
friend
had a
just
gnome
broke.
grandmother? As in, like, adopted gnome grandmother?
No, I told you last night. I'm half gnome, half my soul.
Oh.
You've completely frozen, Mel.
Yeah, you've been sort of laggy and now you've completely frozen.
Which is odd because you and Bri are on the same Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
She's still frozen.
just all like
All is not.
getting close. Like
Oh.
Can you hear me at least?
A little bit now. Yeah.
and now, yeah.
Cool.
It's still
I'm
so
fine
laggy.
as far as I can. Okay, it should be coming back now.
It is coming back, which is excellent. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you by any chance
I
have
don't know.
4 children all watching Minecraft YouTubers at once?
Just two.
Only 2, and they're not using the internet.
Hmm.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on tonight. I have. You know what? This isn't relevant to the game. I'll fix it on the break.
Okay.
That's
But yes, half my soul is human, half is gnome.
wow.
Maybe the elves would have treated you better had they known.
Yeah. Have they
Still half human.
known?
Haha! So everyone goes for another cup of coffee off the back
I
of that
couldn't help
terrible pun.
No, now. Probably not.
I think.
Dice gets inspiration.
I think it wouldn't have made much difference. How can we tell? I think I'm going to freeze again.
Yeah.
Yeah, go on without me.
So, we've got to go see Marcus. Need to clean up this first. And any dirty dishes I've gathered, I cast prestidigitation on and then start putting them away.
The Reverend is fully washing up.
I haven't stopped you either. I've just stood there with plates and then cast prestidigitation on them and put them away.
You can't cast it unless you can say it.
Prestidigitation?
Hmm. Sound it out.
Close enough.
Prestidigitation.
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 You're missing a
No
syllable.
word has the right to have that many ididits in it, alright?
P magic, as we call it on the Monday night stream. P magic.
No, the rule is if you can't say it, you can't cast it.
I cast it carefully so I don't have to. It's a vertical component.
Subtle spell.
So,
Nice.
Worst use of subtle spell ever.
Or best. Thanks for watching up.
So,
Alright.
with your breakfast finished and cleaned up, thank you to everyone who mucked in. What would you like
Only
to do?
the Reverend mucked in, as far as I can tell. Oriana cheated.
I sweat. How dare you?
Oh, okay.
we guess what was the first cantrip Oriana purposely learned.
The cheat at cleaning one. That does make
Mhm.
sense, yeah.
God, if it existed though, right?
Yeah, God.
You'd never know I had a kid.
This is exactly why I've never had a character that didn't know prestidigitation, thaumaturgy, or, I mean, druidcraft, but I don't have any druids. Yet.
You coming on camera?
What would you like to do?
Yes.
Go see
There's still
Marcus.
time in this campaign for me to make a druid.
There is. So you're gonna go and leave the house. Yeah.
Yes. Head out
Okay.
to see Marcus.
As you
No.
walk outside, then a surprising vision is put before you, as the majority of the street leading up to the Gnome Quarter is taken up by your ship, which is
Ah.
now directly outside all of your abodes. The ship is a little bit different than the last time you saw it.
Oh god, the gnomes found it.
It's a little
Well,
fast.
many of the sails that
Sail.
were on the ship are now painted. Beautiful, bright blues and yellows and golds. And they are painted to look like the scaled wings of a dragon.
Oh.
The ship itself has now a lot more scales painted on it. Some of the scales are painted beautifully, some of them very, very childishly. And you do notice there is an army of children clambering all over the ship with paints and chalks, being led and supervised and pointed here and there by Tiff and Kiff, the two halfling children who you remember from session one.
Aw.
Standing,
Love that you think I remembered.
standing at the right at the front of the ship, almost like a figurehead, is your giant mech suit, Dice, which is also now painted and scaled. All of the colors of the rainbow. There is not one kind of color that they've used, but it now looks like a giant mech dragon. And all the kids, as they notice you step out of the house, kind of wave. As you begin waving, you hear in the back of your head, Dice, "I'm sorry, Dice, but I couldn't stop them." That was
What on earth are you sorry for?
well, they found us, and
Mhm.
they were very complimentary, and they were very convincing, and it appears that I can speak to children.
Aww.
I cannot interact with any of the other of age humanoids in Nidum, but I can speak to all of the children. And they were quite nice and convincing and convinced me to fly in here and allow myself to be painted.
I think you look beautiful. What do you think?
Well, I thought so too, but didn't want to say anything. But thank you. And you can almost
You're
hear
very welcome.
the kind of little bit of pride, little bit of embarrassment coming through.
Honestly, you've never looked more draconic and fabulous than you do now. I love it. I particularly love those really wonky scales on the stern.
I was gonna say, what I'm imagining is that the ship looks like half really draconic and cool, and then half like the mural on a primary school.
That's exactly
Yeah,
what it looks like.
That's what I'm picturing. And I love it. I am there for this. Honestly, you look great. And it's nice that you've made friends.
You do also notice, though, that in beautiful, perfect gold lettering, the ship has been renamed.
Yes,
both
what have they
sides.
named our ship?
The ship, in giant gold letters, you can see the Nidum.
That's a good name for the ship. That is a good name. Although really it should have been the Aurelia, but... Aurelia of Nidum?
Yeah, Aurelia's the pilot, really. So
It's true, but it's her body.
The children named the ship after you.
After us.
They have spoken often, last night and this morning. It appears that Nidum is no longer a town. It appears that Nidum is an idea. Of safety, of hope. And from what the children tell me, you are Nidum. The four of you.
You're going to make us blush, Aurelia. We're just people doing things.
Tell
Sometimes
that
the
to
right
them.
things, sometimes we make mistakes.
It is them you need
Tell
to
that to them.
convince.
Instead of trying to do any of that, I just look at the kids and go, "Good job, she looks great!"
All of the kids smile and continue. Finish off the
I'm not
bits
telling
that
the
they
kids
haven't.
anything. But I will explain the conversation about them naming the boat after us and Nidum being a safety thing, and that, you know, we represent that. Isn't that horrifying? We represent
That's a lot of
something,
pressure.
right? I hate it.
Sweet.
I mean, the boat looks great. Aurelia looks fabulous, but
I have to ask, did you think that you were gonna just change the world, potentially save it, and people weren't gonna attribute any of that to you? They were just gonna be like, oh look, there's those 3 random people who just happened to have saved the world a couple of times.
I mean, we never intended to save the world. We were kicked
Yeah.
out. And we just sort
And
of
yet
fell
here
into
you
it.
are, killing guards and
I mean,
taking
I could have
down
married the Inquisitor
empires.
and been a kept tiefling.
I mean,
I'm
look,
just saying, y'all are heroes. You realize that, right?
nope, just people doing a thing that had to be done, but that's it.
Dice, I'm from Gracia. I don't know if you're familiar. I was under the impression that you've been there, and there's a number of heroes, and they were all just people who happened to be in the position and have the ability to do the right thing at the right time.
Hercules, was he real?
Yeah, kind of a douchebag, but I don't know, he's all right. You know, he's kind of
I mean, look who his father was.
yeah, but he doesn't take after him to that degree. He's just kind of a himbo, you know.
I look at Ace.
He's very he can't ever walk past a shiny bronze surface without stopping to flex. But you know, he's helped a lot of people, I guess.
You know, I do that all the time. And
I
I
have
look in
noticed.
like
I've
and if
noticed
I
you
would
doing
think
that. Yeah.
next to Ariana.
And honestly, with biceps like yours, who can blame you?
Ace does it, and I just stop. I'm like, well, that's just.
Yeah, Ace does it, and you can hear the chain under the plate that they're wearing start to strain.
Just ruined it for everybody there. Ace, good job.
Ace, you can still wrap my biceps in one hand. It's just offensive. I'm there with my noodles.
Right, Marcus, let's go see Marcus. Let's get this over and done with.
Okay, bye Aurelia. See you later. Bye, children.
I am ready to leave when you are.
I have no idea when we'll be ready to leave, but as soon as
She's
we
like,
know,
this
you'll
fucking
know.
tickles.
It probably does.
You make your way through town then. Many people are just wandering around, going about their daily business. Almost all those stop, at least for a moment, to smile in your direction and nod. You can see some of them just moving their hands, a blessing of whatever religion or faith they follow. But eventually you get to the foot of the tower. The door is open, and your guide from the previous evening, the gnome Timotei, is standing there.
Hey, Tim.
Hello!
Hi, Tim.
Um,
Hey, can I just fly up to the window? Is that allowed?
no.
Nah, just do it. Do it,
It's
Tim.
kind-
Come on, do it. I'm ready. Just do it.
a strange, like,
Topography.
extra dimensional.
It's appropriate.
The higher you fly, the higher the window gets.
Yeah.
Just do it, Tim.
No,
Okay.
Let's
it's only unsettling the first time.
Sure.
Come on.
I believe you.
And he makes to step onto the stairs. Do you follow?
Yep.
Yeah. But I
And-
follow like that.
Okay.
I'm like,
Instantly then, before you've even finished your who, you are at the top of the stairs, and Tim pushes the door open, and you are greeted with the same dark alchemy lab. Books still in messy piles around the room. And you see then Merlin sitting quietly next to Marcus, who is now propped up in bed. You can see some of the limbs they have lost. The bandages seem to have been extended, not to the length of what Marcus's limbs would be, but it appears that the limbs are regrowing at pace. But he is ashen-faced, still does not look well. The only parts of him that show that there is any life left in him at all are his bright eyes, as they look between you all.
you look like shit.
I was going to lie and say you look great.
That's not a good way to put a spin on it. It's you're not looking your best.
Oh,
I was about to say I have felt worse,
Really?
but thinking about it, I don't think I have. So, Merlin kind of nods to him, and gets up, and wanders off to Potter with his books.
So, what happened?
I tried one last time to get through to Zeusis.
Through what?
The attempt was to just convince them that they shouldn't side with the darkness and they should return to you.
So, did you
That-
say you went to see sepsis?
I did.
Right, because it cut out.
Sorry.
That was a stupid thing to do.
I can see
Hey, you
that
did
now.
well from that.
They are
I've learned.
well and truly in the dark side's pocket. In fact, I think they might be the dark side.
I think they might still surprise you.
They would only surprise me if they combust.
That
And then they would be
happened.
overjoyed.
I don't think combustion would stop sepsis. Not now, anyway. Merlin tells me he has explained.
Yep.
To you.
Sure, give or take. We're not real, or we're a sort of real. Different planes. We fix it. Depending on how we fix it, we might all vanish. It's all a bit of a mystery.
Yeah, by fixing it, we might break it.
But we'll have to do what we can, because otherwise it's all going to get broken anyway.
Well,
And we are real, but only in a different sense to the other plane would consider themselves real.
that's the long and short of it, yes.
I high five, Ori. Or I hold my hand up to high five.
I high five.
Though I
We got it.
should clarify, if we do nothing, it will not break the worlds. There will
No.
be nothing left.
Well,
Yeah.
nothing is sort of not
been
anything.
broken.
Therefore, it's broken, right?
Broken
Anyway, that's...
implies there will be pieces.
No, that's why we can defeat it, because, it's nothing. Doesn't matter. It'll be fine. Or we'll die.
Whatever happens, we'll have fun doing it.
Look at Ori like,
I can try and make it fun.
try and be less flippant about life-changing situations, Marcus, but as I'm sure you understand, it's been an interesting time.
I had thought you perhaps would need some more convincing. But apparently,
When have we needed more convincing?
there is a drow queen who could give an example.
Alright, that is one example, and she was a bitch.
Hey, cowbag.
If the end of everything in this world that we know didn't convince us of the seriousness of the situation, I'm not sure what one man lying in a bed intends to do about that.
It's a good point, Reverend.
I'm just glad I don't need to expend any energy convincing you.
Also, where did you think we were going as we came past and found you? Were you aware of how we ended up here? We were on our way to Paras to do what needed to be done without any convincing at all. Because
Well,
it
to
was
regroup and
what
talk
had
to
to be
people
done.
and then go on to Londilium to...
But almost
'Cause
definitely
they're,
to end up with the... Yeah.
Because they're heroes.
Shut up.
I would like to kick the Reverend in the shin.
Roll a fucking attack.
Roll an attack to kick the Reverend in the shin.
Deal. I can't. Finn had me call his phone and now I'm on the wrong screen. Okay. Do I add anything? Do I have proficiency with my own foot?
It is an unarmed attack. You will find
If you look
it
at your
under
actions,
actions.
unarmed strike is always in there.
Yeah, if I could get into my actions, that would be great. Unarmed strike. Oh yeah, it's
Plus
right up top.
19.
Okay. Oh yeah. 18 plus 5, so 23. And yes, it took me that long to work it out. 23 to hit.
I think it's taken 99 sessions for you to attack each other.
Oh, no, that's not bad, is it?
Well done.
I truly thought I had shield, but I don't, so that hits.
I do 1 damage. You're okay.
I cast inflict wound. No.
I probably die, and the end of the campaign leaves without dice.
I mean, I have a full 2nd level spell slot. I don't think it would kill you.
Probably not. No.
I'm only 4 levels of cleric. I'm a baby.
You are a baby.
You kicked a baby. Millie's at it again, Greg.
That's fucking every campaign.
But anyway,
Dragon, and it wasn't my fault.
Marcus.
It wasn't your
Marcus,
fault. You intentionally attacked.
Who else's
killed
fault
the
was
baby
it? You killed a baby.
Shut up, people. That's not this
Different
campaign.
campaign.
Focus.
Marcus looks at you all. I wanted to apologize before you go.
It's going to be
Before we
one hell
die.
of an apology, Marcus. Can you get down on your knees?
I
You
only
still have
one.
knees.
I have spent hundreds of years on this plane.
The end of your sentences keep getting cut
Yeah,
off.
you
Yeah, you're
keep-
clipping again, Rich.
You're having a real, like, sound cutting out issue.
Give me a second.
He's got to turn up sound suppression to stop
99
it, but
episodes, guys.
I have
it
Go-
just means we might hear the dogs if they bark, that's all.
I have spent hundreds of years.
Trying to
Nope.
get this sound suppression thing right.
Hundreds of years?
Hundreds of years attempting, while knowing about the prophecy, attempting to build an infrastructure that could aid you. Not knowing what kind of people you would be when you came along.
Okay.
Placing agents in the right place, convincing monarchs to accept you when you arrived. Putting the right people in the right place so that when the Elven Empire was vanquished by you, there would be little to no upheaval.
You're just going to have to talk louder, Rich.
Little did I know that...
Enunciate.
Little did I know that the Empire would be vanquished so soon. And
We didn't like them.
by, for all intents and purposes, a random spell cast to free me from prison. So, I just wanted to say I'm sorry that I wasn't more prepared, that the world wasn't more prepared for your journey, that it wasn't easier, that I didn't do more to help you.
Okay, we coped. It would have been simpler if you told us all this earlier on. The secrecy was largely unnecessary, and we would have done it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't need... If you thought we were the right people, you didn't have to give us secrecy and secret squirrel. You could have just...
You didn't have to kick us out.
You could have just talked to us. We would have done it anyway. And probably with the same amount of humour.
As the Reverend has said, you are heroes.
Ugh.
You were heroes before you left Nidum. All you needed was a quest. If I had given you all of the information, knowing what you know now about the Empire, the way they were treating people, the way they were treating humans, you would have rushed into far more danger than you were ready for.
Again, there you go, assuming what you know. We might not have done. You are guessing.
Dice, are you being entirely serious right now?
We rushed in anyway as soon as we found out there was a problem. We would have just been better prepared for what we didn't know. So yeah, I'm being serious.
Maybe I'm speaking out of turn. I'm not, I'm not a founding member of this group, but Marcus has a point about y'all. If you'd known the extent of the corruption, I don't think there's anything that could have stood between the three of y'all and a headlong dive right into the heart of the Empire.
Well,
I understand your frustration that it wasn't your choice, and I don't know that I would have made exactly the same choices that our invalided comrade here has made, but he's got you dead to rights on the whole hero thing.
Just don't like
Maybe.
being called that because it's got a lot of connotations with it.
Also,
Oh, call it what you want, Oriana, but you see injustice
Yeah, no, I get it.
and you go for it. You
Yes.
go straight at it.
Yes, we do. And
Everything
this is
you've
all
told me
what
about,
ifs.
all of your journeys, every single thing you've done has been that.
I know.
we just... There
I
was...
get it.
We were taken away from our families and kicked out of Nidum, and Nidum was taken away from us, and we were left with basically no support network, Marcus. And we were very young, and it could have been done differently. And had we known even a little bit, we wouldn't have needed to be kicked out. We could have left in secrecy when we were ready, because we wouldn't have killed the direwolves that led us to being kicked out in the first place. It was all a bit mad.
Would have, could have, should have. It happened. It is what it is.
Would
We
you
made
have
do.
let
Let's
you have
go.
let the wolves, from your perspective, attack and kill that young elf?
I mean, if we knew about it, perhaps we would have
Hindsight.
realized that they weren't attacking. It's fine. I just think maybe there were other paths that could have been taken.
But there wasn't. And here we are.
I know.
Trust me,
Fine.
nobody wants to slap this idiot more than me, but
Well, he's only got half an arm.
seems like there was
Lucky.
one person who wanted it more than you.
Sure, and they didn't manage to kill him. Sorry, Marcus, that is callous, and I'm not normally cruel.
put a creeper over your shoulder, Millie.
That's very unnerving.
Just hanging out in the door. We need to go to Paras and get a move on and do all of this. You need to avoid trying to convince people who are too far gone to try and come back.
I see my error. Kind of raises one of the half regrown arms.
I don't hate you. And I do forgive you. And I can see you were just trying to do what you thought was best. And in a roundabout way, it's worked. I mean, we're here. We're going to try. We have been trying. It is what it is. Now, I need to go fuck up an Inquisitor's ship.
He does have it coming.
Oh, I can't wait to get my hands on him, and I never thought I would say that.
Good luck. I hope
Right.
when you do meet, you make it incredibly painful.
Oh, I've never been more into it.
I shall hopefully see you all in Paras when I am healed. If you have left before I get there, may the
Don't
gods
push
be
yourself.
with you.
Kids.
You can see then, as he finishes saying, "May the gods be with you," his eyes kind of flutter, and for the first time, you can see how much agony he is really in, that he's been holding back for this entire conversation.
Just before he does that, I'd like to sort of lean over him a little bit and go, despite everything I just said, get better soon. And I give him like the world's most gentle hug on the shoulders and pat him on the head and I go,
There is the ghost of a smile on his face before he succumbs to the pain. And you can smell... There's an alchemical smell in his breath, as if Merlin has given him some medicine. And he finally succumbs to it, and there is no more motion from him, as he seems to just pass out in front of you.
Gave him the go-to-sleep juice.
sure did.
Cough syrup.
It's antihistamines. It's super hard to be mad at someone who's only got like half a leg. I'm sorry about that, guys. I was frustrated and I didn't like being taken away from my family, and I finally got them back, and
Let's
Oh,
understand.
I want you to understand that although I think he was correct about the three of you, I hate this man. I think he's callous and cruel and everything I strive not to be in this world, but
Yeah, but I
sadly
think he was.
there's on occasion there's a need for people who see the world at a remove like he does.
The thing is, I don't think he ever meant to hurt us. I think he was trying to help us succeed. Although he's a very annoying human. Well, I don't know what he is, but he's a very annoying one of them.
Yeah, no, I don't think he meant to hurt you. I think he didn't care whether he did or not, because the goal, the need was too big. But the fact that I think he was right and that he's achieved what he set out to, and that he was right in that it needed to happen, doesn't mean I don't personally despise his worldview and his actions.
I don't despise him. I don't think that it is.
Well, you're a more forgiving person than I am, Dice.
You hear
I
a
don't
do.
believe
voice.
that.
I hate him.
You hear a voice from behind you all. Try not to hold on to your hatred. There are things that happen to someone who deals with as much loss as he has. Try to think kindly of him if you can.
With the greatest of
Hey.
respect, fuck off, old man.
Reverend, you are particularly spicy today. Or you've
I
always been
haven't had a
spicy and
hangover
hiding
in
it.
like 6 years.
I have a cure
I'm
for
not
that.
used to it. But also, it's been a long time since anyone presumed to tell me how to feel about anybody, and I don't take kindly to it.
Wow!
I did not
Shall we
mean to give
get
I
on
did
board?
not mean to give offense.
I didn't think you did, Melon, but I also think perhaps you have some culpability here too.
You're right.
And perhaps you look more fondly on those who are trying to clean up your messes.
Perhaps. Though
That being
maybe
said, I also know you didn't intend it.
before Marcus, centuries ago, had his skin flayed from his body by the Inquisition for the first time, and it grew back, fresh and clear. He had 4 names tattooed on him, with dates of birth, showing that, at least from his perspective, their ages would have been quite small. He cannot remember them, but he feels the loss nonetheless.
And I am very sorry for his loss. But that doesn't entirely. You know, it's fine. I am done discussing Marcus. He's not a terrible person. He's just a person who has made choices. A person with a particularly long life, perhaps. But we could go round in circles about what is right and what is wrong. What has happened, and you know, it is what it is.
It is what it is. And
It
what it
is
is
what it is.
a need to get going.
Sure. Yes. I need to find Sarah Hesh though, because I think she's coming with us.
Ooh.
I
Yeah.
have something for you all.
Ooh, gifties. I might forgive you yet.
Well, it is a small gift, but I have been brewing them all night, ready for your departure. You bear with me
Sounds
one
exciting.
moment while I find them. And he
Just look around the room and go, yeah, I can see why you'd lose shit.
just potters around, moves some bottles, and comes back over with 4 large bottles. I'm handing one to each of you. These are the finest healing potions you will find anywhere in the world. So you can each add to your character sheet if you wish. I can't see why you wouldn't. A potion of supreme healing.
Now, Merlin, is this because our DM knows that we suck at going healing potion shopping and he's trying to stop us being dead?
No, it's because Merlin is an alchemist as well as a magician.
You sure, yeah. Supreme healing.
Supreme healing.
That's equipment.
10d4 plus 20.
Jesus. Ariana might survive.
Doesn't.
No offense,
Wait, you
Sally.
didn't think I was going to anyway?
You just have a tendency to get hit a lot,
I-
and
yeah.
you are a sorcerer with no armor.
Alright, I've got it, don't worry.
Good luck.
Thanks. Apparently I'm going to
Thank
need
you.
it.
Hey, and thank you for the gifts. They are much appreciated, and for all I seem sassy about this. Don't take it to heart. You're a very cute old man.
Oh, well,
I-
thank you.
I didn't know.
It's the
I thought
beard.
your type was whatever.
I like beards.
You can see him
Okay.
just kind of stroking his beard.
Also, and I just look at Ori and go, "He's awesome."
He fucked up our entire. Do you know what? It doesn't matter. Let's go.
You know, a mane is kind of a beard.
Also very sexy, Reverend. Particularly in that colour. Very attractive.
I've walked out of the room. Just I'm not dealing with it.
As you
Oh
all
yeah,
walk out
I
of the
assumed
room,
that was as we were leaving.
yeah, as you all walk out of the room, you take a step onto the stairs and immediately
Yep.
find yourselves at the bottom once more, with Tim there waiting for you.
Thank you, Mr. Timotei.
You're very welcome. I had your ship. Well, the children convinced your ship to come over because apparently they can all talk to it. I think they're making it up. It's a game they're playing, but they're all having a conversation with the ship, and it's outside.
Mr. Ote, I have a question for you. Is it endlessly frustrating working with immortal people, or do you get used to it?
I asked my father the same question when I took over the job, and my father used to be like happy and carefree and but when I asked him that question, he was halfway into the battle with alcoholism that eventually saw him off. So,
Wow.
I'm not
Very
quite
cheerful.
sure. I'm okay.
Okay.
I'm enjoying the work.
I'm extremely happy to hear that.
I'm a little worried for you now. And also the children can talk to a ship and it's a dragon. And I'm just going to pat him on the shoulder and head for the boat.
Tim, for a moment, looks at you like, and then no, and just wanders off.
Oh,
That
yeah.
man is extremely unusual in what he finds easy and difficult to believe.
Right? I'm very confused that he refused to believe in Aurelia. That's
It's-
I guess dragons, maybe.
He works for Merlin in a tower that gets taller the closer to it, the further up it you fly, and he thinks that a talking ship is completely incomprehensible.
Everyone has the limits of their disbelief, I guess.
Hey,
That's-
I actually just want to stay here in Nidum and talk to that man and see which of the things you guys have done that he would believe or disbelieve for the rest of my life. That's all I want to do now. I might not come to press.
come to harass.
Really? We need you.
And you see a druid walking. No, I'm joking.
That's what you've been doing this entire time, is making a druid.
Hey, guys, while we're I'm putting my healing potion away. Do any of you guys have an attunement slot free?
I don't think so.
Definitely not. I don't even know why I'm looking. I'm an artificer. No. For what? For why?
Well, it's just
For who?
with carrying Hades' rod around. I can't actually use my wand of fireball anymore.
Aww. Does that mean you no longer have the big fireballs?
I mean,
Oriana's a sorcerer. Of course Oriana can do
I
fireball.
can, yeah. I just can't do it through the wand anymore.
Oh, thank goodness.
Not like a free action anymore.
So I was just wondering if any one of you would like to be able to do the big fireball.
Alas, I really don't have space. Otherwise, I would
Um,
have taken it up in a heartbeat.
I'm
Yeah,
all
Too much stuff in my inventory currently.
all out as well. I was
Is
going to
Natasha
ask
with
if
us?
Natasha is with you.
I was going to ask if anyone wants these here gauntlets. On a related note,
Natasha
What are
is
the
just kind of
gauntlets
like looking at you both with hands held out.
they make you
Grab your hands.
really very strong.
Mm,
I
it
have a
wouldn't
pair
I-
of gauntlets of ogre power that make your strength score 19 if anyone wants them.
Okay.
Strength
No free
is
attunement.
how you say my dump stand. So that.
My dump stat. The thing I am not good at.
Oriana's really been appreciating Natasha's dump stat.
You all act like Oriana's the bottom.
No,
I certainly did not mean to say
did
that.
not think
just-
that at all.
I was literally just saying you've been looking at her ass.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I'll hand over the wand of fireball to Natasha as well then.
Okay.
I'll give her the
And
gauntlets of ogre
Just
power.
remember, if I'm in the way, it doesn't hurt me.
If you punch me with these gauntlets, it does very much hurt me.
Also, it would hurt me if I got hit with the fire, unless I'm in the big suit. In the big suit, it's fine, okay?
The Deus Ex Mecha suit.
My Deus Ex Mecha suit. Correct.
As you step onto the street, then, you see the ship there. The children are now surrounding it instead of clambering over it. And you also see, grouped together, your immediate family members. At the bottom of the
Neat.
ramp leading back onto the ship.
Hi, Granny.
She just kind of looks at you. And you see tears begin to well up in her eyes. But she kind of like almost like wills them back in, just angrily,
Just sucks them back up.
and then just hugs you.
Yeah, I squeeze her.
Don't die.
I didn't plan to. But the same goes for you.
I'm going to live forever. As she just kind of walks off, hiding her face.
Yeah.
Your father is there, Ace. And he steps forward, Ace, and holds a hand out in front of him to grip yours. I will see you before the end.
Okay.
That sounds terrifying.
I do have a question for you before then.
Of course.
When we meditated, were you keeping something at bay?
The darkness that threatens our lands, our world. It looks for the brightest light. Tries to attack it when it is strongest in the night time. It was looking for you. But I am your father. It is my job to keep you safe. At least as long as you are under my roof.
Well, if
So
you
I
have
did.
any tips tips on how to keep it at bay. Do you pass them on before I shoot away?
Just keep being you. This.
Just with my inner light.
Exactly.
Maybe a little help from Odin, and I'm gonna like wiggle my wings with that.
I will remind him. I am off to a meeting of father and sons
Mm-hmm.
to convince father and my brothers to get off their fat arses and help some more.
It'd certainly be less of a hindrance, wouldn't it?
What good are gods wandering the plain if they do not get involved in big battles? It has been a while. I'm looking forward to it.
I think I am a little bit too.
You can
Or
see
at least
massive.
things from people.
You can see like a massive broadsword is attached to his back, and as you look at it, even the bit you can see like poking up over his shoulder, this thing is old, but it is in perfect condition.
I was gonna say, very well kept if it's pars.
Oh yes, incredibly well kept, but this thing is ancient.
To learn it from somewhere.
And he just kind of brings you closer, touches his forehead to yours. I am proud of you.
I'm proud to be your child.
Go with the blessing of the gods, Ace. Go and show Valhalla what they are missing.
So with that, they'll like put their hand up to grasp in a very bro clasp.
And he steps away from you. Dice, your parents rush forward and just embrace you from both sides. There are no words, but they are both crying quietly.
It'll be okay. Or maybe not, but we'll do our best to get to see you again.
Your mother kind of steps away slightly and takes your face in her hands. I'm sure that is what I am supposed to say to you. Not the other way around, no?
Maybe under normal circumstances, but I don't think that there's much you can do to help right now. But I love you, and you still have 2 little girls to look after. I know that means that you won't forget me. I don't think that you're replacing me, by the way. I'm okay with it. It's fine. Like, I sent them to you knowing that you'd take good care of them.
Guys.
Yeah.
We love you.
I love you too. Obviously. You're very good parents, and I will miss you. And now I have to go.
Good luck.
Because otherwise I'm going to cry at you.
Sarahesh kind of comes up next to you and takes your hand and starts to will the wheelchair towards the ramp leading up to the ship. Reverend, as you are about to just leave, you are bombarded by children from all directions who think you are awesome and wonderful and the coolest guy ever, and you hear all of this said to you as they wish you luck and hope that you like use your firearms to kill hundreds of people, and it's going to be amazing and wonderful and just cool, and you do quite easily, like even with your passive perception, notice and stop a couple of children from like removing your pistol from its holster and just like no. But eventually,
I'm gonna need that, I'm afraid.
Eventually, all the kids do kind of back off, And you can see a couple of them running around, just like holding their hand up in a heroic pose, and then just like aiming fake guns at monsters.
I sort of get a little bit choked up and tip my hat to them to cover it. And
Oh,
get on
you see a couple of the kids suddenly kind of like jerk about as if they've just remembered something, and from like inside their clothing or from like their belts or pouches or whatever, they pull very badly made, very hastily but badly made wide-brimmed hats.
Hmm.
They just kind of flop down in front of most of their faces because they aren't as stiff as your hat is. But
Mhm.
you can see that they're all kind of standing there, and they like a chorus of children just tips their badly made hats in your direction.
I pick the smallest child within easy reach of me who has a hat, and I swap my hat with theirs, and turn away and get on the ship.
This child is hailed as a hero by all of the other children, and is held up aloft on two bigger kids' shoulders as they are paraded around the other kids, who all now like kind of look at this child in awe that they have your hat, which is so big compared
Yeah,
to this
it's
child's head,
enormous. It's just absurd.
and just almost covers their entire face as it
Looks like they're
falls
wearing a parasol on their head.
exactly. But yes, you all eventually make your way onto the ship. Oh, sorry.
As the Reverend gets on the ship after doing that, I'd have Rennie go, "Hey, do you want to know a secret?"
For sure.
I'm going to lean really, really close to the Reverend's ears and go, "Now you're a hero too."
You understand how we feel about this now.
No, I've never been. No one's ever called me one, but I'm not shying away from it. If that's the job, that's the job.
That is indeed the job.
Mm-hmm.
Stop being so sanguine about it. It's very frustrating.
Are you ready to leave, Dice?
Aurelia, that sounds wonderful. Thank you. Are all our gnomes on board?
You look around, and most of the gnomes are there, just kind of. They seem to be just looking around at, to them, what is the mess the kids have made of the ship. But every time you see one gnome kind of try to wipe away one of the badly drawn chalk scales, as they do so, as they go there like with a rag to try and wipe it away, you see this small little arc of electricity, which shouldn't exist, jump from the wooden plank to the gnome's hand, and they jerk back with a yelp.
I'm just going to giggle.
Don't touch.
The gnomes all kind of nod at you and go about their business. The gangplank,
It's beautiful.
the gangway
Right.
retracts into the
On-
ship
To Paras.
with a
Good
wave
times.
from everyone in Nidum. The ship makes its way into the sky.
I love you. Finally.
Fly away.
And with that, we are going to take a quick break.
Oh, thank God, I need to piss.
Yes, we're going to take a quick break there. We'll be back in about 10-15 minutes. Don't go anywhere. If you have to, as always, bring more people back to watch. But yes, we're very glad to be back. We're halfway through episode 99. Don't go anywhere. It's going to be a good one. See you in a bit. Bye.
Bye.
And we're back. Hello. Yes.
Ah!
We've returned. So, yes, where we left off, you had just left New Needham, said goodbye to all of your family, friends, and are now on your way to Perez. Is there anything in particular any of you would like to do in the 5 days it takes you to get to Perez?
Yeah, at some point when Dice isn't fucking, I'd like to grab a hold of them of her for a conversation.
Okay, go for it.
No, I'm continuously fucking. You can't get a hold of
Oh
me.
right, okay. Sorry, that's fine. I'll just leave it then.
Just knock on the door. I'm like, what? Yeah, no, I'm free.
Dice, there's a sock on your door. Does this mean something? I'm not familiar with this.
No, it doesn't mean anything.
Oh,
What can I
okay.
do you for?
Can we have a chat?
Sure. And I'll open the door, but apparently had a sock on it. Take the sock off and go with the Reverend.
Come up on deck.
Okay.
I'm seeing this as like an evening time sort of situation. Your your manner of speaking while we were in Needham there, I'm a little concerned. It sort of sounds like you don't expect to come back from this journey.
I possibly don't. I'd like to. Please don't assume that I've become incredibly pessimistic or even I'm aiming to not come back. That's not the case. But what we're going up against is particularly difficult.
Yeah.
And I would understand if perhaps it was more than we could handle, even with gods on our side. So I would rather make my goodbyes in case we don't get as lucky as we have done so far.
Yeah, I understand. I don't mean to downplay the danger or blow smoke up your ass, but it's a big deal what we're going into, and I don't want you going into it with a fatalistic mindset. Your life is an important one. We're not going up against this to throw away our lives
I
to
completely
preserve the
agree.
lives of others.
Did you know, you possibly don't, but did you know that I have already died once? Did anyone tell you that?
Yes, you did. We've had a lot of time on the road together.
Well, it was obviously terrible. I didn't expect to wake up from that, and I was very lucky and was given more time to do things. And while I have no death wish, believe me, I don't. And I certainly wouldn't want to do that to those who loved me. I am willing to lay down my life to protect everyone I love in the future. I'm not wanting to. That is an important distinction. I don't want to die, but I understand that this may not be something I can avoid. Sometimes it happens for no reason, right? It was a fight we thought we could win. We went, okay, actually at the time we weren't sure we could win it, but we went in and one bad move on my part, I got hit and I was dead. And I got a second chance. Ace died in another fight and was given a second chance. I'm not so foolish as to believe that I will be given a third.
Why not?
All right, let me rephrase. I'm not so foolish as to assume I will be given a third.
It's it's a worry to me. You always seemed like a an optimist, and I don't like to see you. It feels like you are assuming that that this is a journey we're not coming back from.
I believe we can win. I do. Otherwise, I wouldn't be going, because that would, well, maybe I would be actually, but I believe we can win. I don't necessarily believe that we can win without losing something. I'm hoping it won't be us. And I'm wrong. But shit happens. I'm not pessimistic. Believe me, I'm not. I am optimistic enough to believe that we can win against the darkness. Nothing. I don't even know how you fight nothing, but we're giving it our best shot. We have gods and heroes on our side. But I would be foolish to believe that we can walk away from this without losing something.
Speaking of losing things, do you have any spare leather? Not to drastically shift the tone of this conversation, but this hat I'm wearing, I'm pretty sure is made of paper.
It looks really dumb.
It does rain in Paris, so I'm
There's some felt in there as well. It's mainly paper.
I'm thinking this is gonna fall apart in the second we hit inclement weather.
I think there's some in the workroom. In fact, I know there's some in the workroom on the boat. Third shelf down, second rack on the left.
Fantastic. That's just wonderful news.
Would you like a hand making it? Are you good with sewing?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind a hand. I have a thing that I can do, but I've never done it before, and a second pair of hands is always appreciated.
Got me super intrigued. What is the thing you can do?
Well, come with me and you can see.
Okay.
So if we go into the workroom, I'm gonna get a load of leather scraps together. I'm just gonna have Dice help me form it into roughly the shape of a big old cowboy hat with an absurdly wide brim.
Even wider than before.
Yeah, obviously.
Okay.
Yeah.
I take 3 pause and go.
The top
Ear
that
holes?
goes his hat.
Ear holes, yeah. Yeah, don't worry. I can take care of that with the thing that I'm gonna do, and then I use the chain of Hephaestus to cast fabricate.
You're gonna use the chain of a god to fabricate a hat?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm so into that. I love that so much.
Okay.
Sorry, the hell of a use of that spell.
First use of your legendary artifact, gifted to you by the gods, is to fabricate a brand new hat.
Yeah. What possible more appropriate use of it could there be?
Once the spell is over, you and Dice, and probably anyone you meet for the rest of your life while wearing this hat, will agree it is the finest hat that has ever or will ever exist.
It's also the blackest leather hat that's ever. It's like a black 2.0 Vanta Black kind of situation. This hat is.
There are moments, Dice, when obviously the Reverend first puts it on, that you just feel like you're looking into the void.
It's almost like it's like an optical illusion. You can only see the shape of the hat. If you look at it from above, it just looks like a circle.
Dice would spend a solid 20 minutes going.
I can use this to make other things, but the hat seemed really important.
The hat is part of your personality. I completely agree. It was very necessary. Absolutely.
The hat from the kids. I'm going to treasure that forever. I'm just I don't think that I should wear it.
I don't think it quite goes with your look.
Are you wearing your goggles, guys?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. When you look at the hat with your goggles on, it is in fact not black. It is shining with a bright, radiant energy. Almost white, like a flame.
In which case, I'd also spend a solid 15 minutes going.
But you can even then tell that that radiant energy is diminishing. It's never going to stop being the finest hat ever made, but the radiant energy that created it is dissipating.
I have to say, that right there, badass hat. I love it. If ever you were going to wear a hat to a fight, that is the hat you would want. Good choice.
You know, I'm reasonably pleased, having never made a hat before. I think we did an okay job here.
High five? Do you high five?
The Reverend looks at you like he has no idea, and then gives you a high five. Of course, I high five. What? I didn't grow up under a rock, Dice.
Sometimes you seem a little out of time with everyone else. You're very stiff upper lippy. I don't actually know what that means. But,
Well, that's just because my character is inspired by old Western movies, but those don't
What
exist in
those?
this world, so I don't really know what you're talking about.
I think the hat looks great.
Much obliged.
So, hey, do you feel like making another really stupid hat? That one's not a stupid hat, but could you make me a top hat?
I can only do this once every 24 hours, so tomorrow I can make
Tomorrow.
you a top hat. Yeah, for sure.
Really
What do you
a
want it made
fancy
out
top
of?
hat.
Do you want a wooden top hat? I can do that.
No, that would just be silly. I would like a black, sort of silky top hat with a lily on it, please.
Excellent. Not silly at all.
I think it'll look pretty cool. Not on me, on Sarah Hesh. It's a gift.
I see. Well,
It's a really daft gift because it's a top hat, but
You're
you know.
making your goth girlfriend a fine top hat with a white lily on it. Okay.
Yeah.
would you rather me make? Do we have any pewter? Can I make her a skull ring?
One of the like
those,
finger claw
Okay,
things.
Yeah,
full
yeah.
alchemy gothic.
I used to have those. Yes.
So for the rest of the journey, apart from making hats for people, is there anything else anyone would like to do? No? Okay.
No, Ariana just spends most of her time with Natasha. Just
Fair.
hanging out.
As you...
Is there any way that
Sorry, go for it.
is there any way that through meditation or like through any sort of like looking into themselves that Ace could try and like visualize expanding their inner light at all?
Yeah.
Like a spiritually?
Yeah. Roll me a religion check.
Okay. That's going to be something because I haven't looked at that stat in a while. Well, it rolled an 18, so it can't be too bad. It's +5, so 23.
Nice. Okay.
It's supposed to be +5.
That's very true. Give me a sec. So I just want a quick look at your character sheets. And Beyond showing me the Beholder of No. There we go. Right, brilliant. Okay. Cool. Okay.
cool.
Okay. So, while meditating, then, looking in upon yourself, you see Well, it's not something you see. You can almost imagine at the center of your being a flame. A radiant flame that burns bright anyway, but it seems to be kind of trapped by the bounds of your own skin. And as you meditate for a few days on kind of fanning that flame, eventually it does burst from you. It just seems to take sustenance from the air, and the flame shines. Anyone walking past your room at this point notices that from around the edges of the door, there is a bright light that just shines out, as if there's something going wrong.
Like a
Rihanna was
radiant
walking past
light
the drink
show.
and ends up just going, "What the hell?"
What you have done, though, is discovered your ability. It's called Radiant Soul. You can activate this for 1 minute as a bonus action, or just end it as a bonus action as well. You can only do it once per long rest, but you shed a bright light. You shed a light from you, which is bright within 10 feet and dim for an additional 10 feet. Once on each of your turns for this minute, you can deal an extra 5 radiant damage to any target that you've dealt damage to with either an attack or a spell. And at the end of each of your turns, each creature within 10 feet of you, automatically, with no save, takes 5 radiant damage.
Okay.
So you can do that once per long rest, and it lasts for a minute.
Is that something that you can add into my character sheet?
It is there. If you go to features and traits, under racial traits, it will be there under your celestial revelation. I also believe that if you go to actions, it is under bonus actions.
Okay, yeah, so I have Celestial Revelation.
That's the one. That's
Yeah.
everything detailed under that. Under that happens for a minute, and you can use it as a bonus action.
Cool. Thank
Okay.
you very much.
Cool. So, as you near Paras, I want everyone to make me a perception check.
Oh, I'm great at those.
So perceptive.
I got a 10.
I have advantage. 27.
That's what I rolled.
27. You got 10, Oriana.
Yeah, my passive's 12.
What did you roll, Ace?
Can you guess?
You rolled a 1, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Feels
what's
slightly better, thank you.
What's your passive, Ace? Sorry.
My passive perception
-1.
is 15.
Hang on, sorry, Mill. You got a -1.
No, Ace's passive perception is -1.
No, it's
Ace never sees anything.
It's 15.
cool. Okay. What did you
Like-
get?
Like
Dice?
the age when we started this campaign.
18.
18. Okay. Dice and the Reverend, then, obviously. Over the days that, for the moments that you don't spend either in your own room or making hats, when you're up
Bold of you to assume I spend any time not making hats.
any
Yeah,
moment
we've now
then
got a collection.
that you are up on deck, you do notice, at least during the daytime, the encroaching darkness forever on the horizon. You can tell, both of you, for the first couple of days, it is inching ever closer until you feel at this distance it's probably almost touching the continent. Until, on your last day, on your approach to Paras, you notice, and you have to question each other on this just to make sure, you notice the darkness appears to have stopped. It is no longer moving,
Okay.
it just hangs there, like a black
Finn no longer
wall
believes in a thing called love.
on the horizon.
Just me who finds it more suspicious now that it's stopped.
It's reached what it wanted to.
That's worse. I was looking for optimistic endings here, or theories. That's what I meant to say.
I'm confused. If it's not getting closer and we're moving towards it, does that mean it's retreating? We won?
I think it's just waiting.
It was never going to be something like that, was it?
It's
Let's
a
be
super
honest.
anticlimactic ending to the campaign. Bryce just like, oh yeah, someone else beat it while you were while you were fucking around in Needham.
Marcus
Shouldn't have
did
spent
beat
so
us
much time talking to Merlin.
That'd be very funny.
But no. So as you
No.
can see Paras below the clouds, as then the ship begins to descend, you see the city very much as it was previously. There does not appear to have been any destruction since you last left. The fires that you did, the small fires that you did see as you were leaving, have long since gone out. Looking around, you can see that perhaps any mess left behind has been cleared away or fixed. The lower you get, though, the first thing you notice is the streets appear to be just jam-packed full of people. The closer and closer you get, the more detail you can make out. You do notice that there are many more humans now about in the streets, and they appear to be just stopping, chatting to each other, going into any shop they like. Everyone appears to be not happy, but just going about their day in a kind of monotonous safety, almost.
Good.
The other thing you notice as you get closer, especially you, Reverend, because you're perceptive as fuck, is the humans who are wandering around. A lot of them are armed, which is something you have not seen in the Empire ever, especially in major cities. But what you do see then, looming before you, taller than every other building in the entire city, is the Crystal Palace, the seat of what was the Elven Empire. Looking at it now, though, it is no longer not the bright white crystal perceived by many before the illusion fell. You could see the dark, sickly, necrotic green crystal glowing beneath. And it is no longer that horrible, sickly green. It has taken on incredibly strange hues. Towards the ground, it seems to be a grass or leaf green intermixed with brown, almost as if growing like bark. The higher up it gets, the lighter the colours become until they shift and change to blues, whites, and purples. And you can also see then, having grown incredibly quickly, the gardens of the palace seem to have taken on a life of their own. You can see, even at the tallest spire of the palace, there are huge bushes of flowers of all manner of colours and species, just dotted around the place as vines crawl up, growing out of the crystal themselves. You do also see exactly where it was parked previously, before you and the coalition of humans and gnomes kind of did Grand Theft Airship. You see the much larger personnel carrier airship is berthed at the landing at the top of the palace. And there is a space where you stole yours from that is also remains empty.
I guess we're returning to there.
Yes, but we're not giving up Aurelia. But Aurelia, you can
no.
park on top of the palace. I mean, I say we're not giving her up. Obviously, she's her own person and she can do
Yes,
whatever she wants.
We're not handing her over to anyone who we wouldn't trust.
The prince here wouldn't take her anyway.
No, he
It's all
wouldn't.
good.
I
As
wonder
you
if he
get
and his guard ever,
Oh my god, I hope so.
as you get closer to the palace, then from the much larger airship, which is easily 4, maybe 5 times larger than yours, you see what looks like, at least from this distance, like a flock of birds. A flock of massive birds take flight from the airship. But as they get closer, you notice these are wyverns. And they begin to wheel in the air around your ship. You can see all manner of gnome, human, dragonborn, half-orc, kind of armoured wyvern riders just kind of waving at you and raising their spears in greeting as they kind of fall in on both sides of your ship and almost escort you towards the palace.
Okay.
There is a large crowd of people then on the landing, waiting for you as the ship pulls in. And as they kind of lower their hands, which they were using to protect themselves from sun, as the kind of shadow of your ship kind of falls over them all, you notice that standing there, Oriana, is the dethroned prince, holding the hand of his master-at-arms. They kind of casually just hold hands. Next to the prince, much taller, but also skinnier, a bit more gaunt than the last time you saw them, is the young elven prince, Louis. And as you look, they kind of wipe hair back, which has become loose, tousled just from one side of their face. And instead of the scars you expect, both sides of their face are now perfectly healed. Just healed.
They should be.
Perfect.
I'm gonna fly on off over to them. I'm not gonna wait for us to finish docking or anything. I fly off over to them.
Before we get there, I'm just gonna lean over to Dice and say, "You ready for people to call you heroes again?"
Only if I can introduce you as the hero of Nidum, the hero of Nidum's children.
That makes me sound slightly unsavory, I feel.
I don't think so. The hero of the children of Nidum. You are the hero.
Yeah, I mean, so are you.
It was your hat they made.
They just like me because they haven't seen guns before, and they make a loud boom sound.
And yet. And I'm going to take off and follow Oriana.
Ace?
Go off.
Yeah, Ace is gonna fly with them, but before they shoot off, they're gonna extend a hand out to the Reverend.
The Reverend can fly.
I can do it myself. I have boots. I just, the ship is doing all the work. I don't see what the... Fine.
Suit yourself. And then they're just gonna take off.
And I'll fly down with them.
As you glance back then at the ship, you notice that Natasha is kind of leaning on the railing, waiting for the ship to dock. Sarahesh is next to her and kind of just smiles at Natasha, and then you see the chair begin to lift from the deck of the ship, and it just hovers and slowly moves out after you.
Do we even need a ship?
I know she's faster. I know, it's a flying wheelchair and it's truly fabulous, but all I can think is the Daleks going up the stairs. Anyway, thank you. Carry on.
As you land then on the landing, the prince, your old friend now, detaches from their boyfriend and rushes up to you, Oriana, and just,
I pull him straight into a hug.
just embraces you.
Yeah.
It has been too long. I am so happy that you are well and you are here.
Toulon, I thought we were in Paris.
That's Toulouse.
You
Also,
look good.
thank you, but I wanted to thank you so much. And he looks back at his little brother. Little birdie tells me that I have you to thank for his safe return.
All of us played a part in it.
I'm sure all of you are able to speak to others in their dreams and convince them of things. Oui?
How was he the last time you saw him?
I did not. Louis was given to guards on the border, our northern borders. He was brought here perhaps 3 days ago. He is quiet. There is a long road ahead of us, but he is healthy. He is back. Thank you.
That's good. And I sort of gestured between him and the garden. This is also good.
Oui, sorry I could not invite you. You are in Gracia, but we were married less than 2 weeks ago.
Nice as glitters.
Yay! Oh,
We
that's
are-
wonderful.
Now that I do not have the trappings of royalty, I am apparently much more free to spend my company with who I wish.
Good. Excellent.
And
I'm
so,
very happy for you.
my husband, who you have met, obviously,
Mm-hmm.
Louis, who these three of you met a long time ago. Louis? And Louis kind
Louis.
of nods slowly at you all. You can see. In fact, roll me an insight check.
Okay. Keep putting the paints on top of the dice tray. It's not helping.
13.
13,
15.
15.
I rolled a natural one.
Okay. Dice?
4.
Oriana and Ace, then.
Yep.
It is obvious, at least to the two of you, there is a struggle playing out across Louis' features. Like, you can see their hand shaking and almost going to the sword at their side. And you see, well, as you look closer, you notice it is not, in fact, a sword. It is the familiar hilt only that you've seen previously on other Knights of the Order. But you are certain that he probably knows how to activate and wield this weapon. But there is a struggle, as if part of him wants to lash out at you. Some part of him that has been indoctrinated wants to attack you. But fortunately, it appears the more sensible, the lighter side of him is currently winning out. His hand is stayed and he just nods at you all in turn.
I want to go over to him.
Okay.
So I want to walk up to him
You see
and
him
say,
kind of stiffen as you get closer, but he's holding it in.
your feelings are valid. You've been through a lot. But we never intended to harm you.
I know that I was kept scarred and in pain for so long as a way of fostering my hatred for you. Though the scar and the pain was inflicted by one of your number, I know that is not your fault. And all of the months of pain that came after were not your fault either. I am sorry if I seem cold. I dreamt of meeting you again, all of you, for so long, when the pain would exhaust me and allow me to sleep. And those dreams were dark and terrible. But being with my brother again is healing. You have nothing to fear from me.
I just wanted you to know that what you already know, really. And the bastard who did do that to you and kept you that way, he's gonna pay for it.
We're gonna kill him real good.
I may have already been informed that you have a vendetta against him.
That's, yeah, mild way of putting it.
I don't think he likes us very much either.
Anne Kane. When did you see him last?
Just before he gave me to the guards.
And how was he?
I think that the last ounce of good or rebelliousness in him was spent by returning me. He made me promise to give you a message.
Hmm?
He asks for a quick release. If you can gift him that.
I'm hoping I can save him instead.
He also said that might be your response.
I owe someone a favor. I have to at least try. I am aware that he's been pulled back up in front of Norman and was being sent back to... Yeah.
The prince comes and puts your friend, the prince, comes and puts his hand on your shoulder. There is much to discuss. Come, please.
Yes.
By this time, the ship has docked. Natasha has grumpily kind of walked off behind you. And is now standing with you, arms kind of crossed.
I sort of forcefully take one of her hands, like, I'm so sorry, I got overexcited and I forgot.
It's fine. She's kind of eyeing the gauntlet she's wearing, but also looking longingly at the boots that the Reverend is wearing. And, like, wondering whether she got a good deal or not.
We'll find a way to make you fly.
Fine.
The Reverend absolutely pretends not to see this, but has a 25
Definitely
passive
does.
perception and 20 passive insight, so definitely saw it.
Oh, yeah.
Oriana sort of glances at the prince like, I'm in trouble.
I don't understand why we don't just wait for the ship to dock. It is faster than any of us flying.
Got overexcited. Oh, by the way, Reverend the princes, and the prince's husband, and this is Reverend.
Oh, not not princes any longer.
Well, no, I
Louis
suppose not.
is now a baron of Paris. I am. My title is now counselor.
I've forgotten his name, just
Jacques.
so you know.
Jacques.
Jacques.
He's Councillor Jacques.
Last name Hughes.
Jacques Hughes.
I don't
Uh,
think we ever got his husband's name.
No.
I'm
I
sure
don't think
we
we ever
knew
got
it
husband's name.
when we were in Paris
Henri.
before.
Henri.
Henri?
Nice.
Uh,
Who
No,
mastered
which I'm
arms.
quite impressed by.
Oh, they're my favourite couple that I've made as NPCs. Of course I know their fucking names. I love Jacques and Henri.
an honor to meet you both.
The honour is mine. I have, since being allowed into the inner circle of the apparently massive underground army that was arrayed against my family and their empire,
Mhm.
I have read much about you, Reverend. It would appear that you were smuggling people right out from under the Empire's nose long before your new colleagues got into the Euro business. Oui?
Really?
Smuggling is such a loaded term, Your
Perhaps
Excellency.
saving from the yoke of the Empire.
My my patron is the god of travelers. Travelers come to me, and they need helping on their way. I provide, and I never ask too many questions. Not down to me. I'm just a simple reverend.
It is good that
Reverend?
my friends have found a veteran hero to learn the ropes from.
Well, I'm very happy to be in their company.
This greeting, unfortunately, will have to be cut short. The council is in session. You come at the most opportune moment. There are many people who wish at least a second of your time.
Do we know who exactly is there? Can you give us some warning?
Oui, there is Niklas Rath. There is old Felstad, the leader of the dwarves. There is Gronk, the leader of the orc contingent to live outside of the city. There is also, of course, the matron mother herself.
Oh dear. I'm joking. I turned to Sarah Hash like, I'm kidding, I'm kidding.
It is. Please try not to have the same argument in person as you had with her last time. It's the council. And he's talking to Sarah Hash at this moment. The council session is only short. The last time it went on for an hour of us listening to you through the stones. Your mother apologizes. She just thought it was maybe a good idea that you married Louis to cement the alliance. But she completely understands that obviously this is your one true love and that Louis does not swing your way.
She what?
Sarah Ash kind of goes,
Well, it does run in the family.
there is perhaps something I should have mentioned before we were to visit my mother, but as Jacques says, she has seen the error of her thinking, and I am not to be sold as a political pawn.
Goody.
Good.
And Jacques kind
I
of like
really dislike that.
Jacques kind of leans into you, Oriana. It's like, no, It does not run in the family. Louis does not swing anyway.
Ah, I see.
Louis prefers their own company.
Makes sense.
But come. And
I'd be delighted.
you walk along the landing, and as the doors open, you walk into a very familiar room. The last time, in fact, that you were in this room, you were in a life or death fight against the Grand Inquisitor.
I just pat the skull on my hip.
Can I just say
Hey,
what
look
a,
where we are!
I just want everyone to know what a good job I'm doing of not correcting Bry every time he says something is familiar. And me, not to me, bitch.
We've told you.
There's a constant demon in the back of my head every time he says this. It's like, oh, you've been here before. You know these people. And I'm like, oh, fucking no. But I don't. I'm not doing it. I'm keeping it to myself.
Thank you.
I just want
I'm
everyone to
very
know what a
proud of you.
brave little soldier I'm being.
Okay,
I'm
thank
very
you.
proud of you.
I'm also very
I
thankful.
have an opportunity to be snarky, and I'm not taking
I
it.
didn't
like
realize
to
how
think-
hard this was for you. Thank you.
I like to think the entire
That's what
time
she said.
Ace is just next to the Reverend and occasionally whispering who somebody is. Ace is just
Yeah.
filling the Reverend in, going, that's
Footnotes on
so-and-so.
everything.
Yeah.
I like to think that Ace is
Ariana
wrong
and-
about 90% of them as well.
Yeah, Ace is like, I think that's... No, wait, that might be...
I
No,
mean,
wait.
it is a Rembo, so you know, it's like
Yeah.
it's definitely going to be at least an occurrence some of the time.
Oh yeah, and
it's
it's not.
not a lot of the time.
Or sometimes it's close, but not quite. So it's like, oh yeah, that's Jack and Henry.
Also,
That's-
Ace spent like about half of this time fighting people in Valhalla, as I remember, so
Yeah.
probably only
Yeah.
knows slightly more people than the Reverend does.
Did spend a considerable amount of time
Did.
fighting in Valhalla.
As you enter, though, you do. Some of you notice that it is a room familiar to you. It is no longer like all doom, gloom, and darkness as it was previously. It is now a bright, beautifully appointed windowed room. There are many banners now, all of different colours, all with different symbols on them. You can see there is what was the symbol of the Empire has now kind of changed. It's more diminished, understated, and you can see then there's the symbol of Grumsh, which some of you probably propaganda know to be an evil god who is also said to be the father of the orcs, ogres, and there's a human hand grasping just like a bunch of branches that's there for humanity. You can see Niklaus Wrath is seated under there. There is then the symbol of Loth, and there you can see the matron mother seated under that. And there's also, it's not necessarily a symbol, but like an arrangement of dwarven runes. And there is just a large, incredibly heavy-set dwarven woman kind of stroking her beard as she sits under that banner and just looks at you with a big smile on her face as you all walk in. The matron mother's smile is much more muted. The half-orc kind of raises a tankard that is like the size of dice and just goes "Roar!" and just drains it.
I would like to respond and go "Rah!" back at them, please.
And Niklaus Wrath is just kind of looking at you with this kind of smug, shit-eating grin on his face. Welcome.
Nicholas Wrath is father, right?
That's Daddy.
Yeah, that's Daddy.
That's Daddy.
Daddy.
The second he says anything, you know Oriana looks at him and goes, "Hi, Daddy."
Yeah.
And he's like,
The smug, shit-eating grin, like, just falls from his face. And he kind of remembers. Oh, God. Yeah, now I remember. And just beckons you all to, like, waves at a load of chairs that are sat, like, put there for you. Louis.
Right, I'm just while they're getting chairs for us, I'm just gonna. Is there like a servant of some sort in this room?
There is. There is an elven servant who stands there.
I'm just going to hand him a bundle of cloth that was attached to my backpack. And it's essentially a banner, and I'm going to say to have it put up over our chairs.
Okay.
As another fabricate usage.
Okay.
And this is a banner that has the word Nidum written across it in Celestial.
Nice.
Aw.
Okay, cool. Has it got the star as well that Oriana designed?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Very cool.
Final use for the banner that Ori created in like session 1. Or Charlie created, sorry.
Nicholas Wrath kind of just eyes the banner.
Right, everyone else had a really impressive looking symbol, and I didn't want everyone here to feel left out.
No. By all means, you deserve it. It's
actually it's a battle standard, but it's it will serve for a banner.
Love it.
It is welcome. If any among us here deserve a seat at this table and to be recognized, it is you all.
Us.
Your trip to Gracia went well, then?
I was actually born there. No, I know he wasn't talking to me. I didn't say that. That was out of character.
Yes.
Yes and
sort
no.
of. Gracia might be down 2 or more gods.
And we were nearly down a person, but
But they are no
got
longer.
better.
They are no
They got
longer
better.
a force to be worried about at our new and fragile borders.
No.
No.
Very well.
honestly, they were very confused about the war in general. They didn't seem to understand why it was happening either. Most of the people had no idea what was happening.
I
Some know.
truly had no idea we were at war.
You see?
And I live right by the border. It was quite a surprise.
There was a lot of confusion.
And you saw off some gods.
Sure. Yeah. There was a big fight. One of them died. 2 of them died, actually.
You know, it happens.
Well done. But do not rest on your laurels. We have something more for you to do. And as he's about to just stand and go into a spiel,
I just picture the matron mother having this look on her face like, oh, you might not want to do that.
as he's about to stand and
That's
go
why you're
into a
giggling.
spiel, the matron mother kind of taps her cup on the table.
I turned to Sarah Hesh very quickly and go, is she going to suggest I marry someone else now?
The Council of Paras recognizes the matron mother. The matron mother stands. When I first encountered all of you, I asked of you a great many things, thinking I was owed those things, those services of you, because of the aid I had given, the home I had provided, the safety, the supplies, but moreover, because I mistakenly believed that as royalty, I deserved your obedience. You helped me, all of you, except you, of course, you are new. You helped me to see the error of that thinking. You helped me to study myself. And I found myself, at least in some aspects, sorely lacking. And so, in our time apart, I have, as my daughter will of course tell you, still been known to make some mistakes, but I believe I have also grown. Which is why before Niklaus gives you the information he wishes to and makes his requests of you, please know that these are requests. We are not ordering you. These are not expectations. You have done more for the people of this empire, for the people of the world, than we could have possibly ever imagined. You have saved us in countless small and huge ways. And I will never be able to repay you. So I will never stop trying. But please know that if you were to refuse what Niklaus is about to ask, based on his machinations, no one here will think less of you. And if they voice that they do, she looks around at everyone sitting there, they will have me to answer to. And as she scans all of the faces, she then nods, smiles at you all, and sits back down.
That's very nice of you to say.
Niklaus kind of looks at her for a moment. Can I continue? She just ignores him. Very well. The darkness comes. We believed at least it was going to encroach on our lands, wash away all that lived, but it appears to have stopped. We know not why, or how, what controls it, if it is in fact its own entity, or we were making headway into what made it, what fueled it. But unfortunately, that avenue of research is now lost to us with the fall of Carpathia. It would appear a massive undead uprising to the north and the east. We cannot quite tell, but most of the vampire army has been slain. The werewolves have been taken prisoner. A lich that was thought in slumber for the rest of eternity has now woken, though it appears to be under the control of some other entity and is marching a force, sweeping down the east. Will eventually come almost like a wall of moving darkness to meet in the middle here.
Consequences.
Sorry?
Nothing. Please continue.
We know, or have heard at least, that the Inquisitor, now styling himself as the Grand High Inquisitor, because what's extra titles, you know?
Compensating.
That's what I thought too. But he appears to be researching the location of a great magical artifact, one that we have very little information on, but one that we have been assured by friends is incredibly important to our future. The research, or at least a clue as to its whereabouts, was found by the Inquisitor's agents in Londinium. And when last we heard, the Inquisitor himself was on the way to Londinium to piece that information together himself before he could go out on the hunt.
Reg, I'm sorry to interrupt your
Yeah.
speech, but You actually told us something about the artifact or where it was last time we did this, and I cannot for the life of me remember what you said. I'm very sorry, but it was a little while ago.
That it was probably the whereabouts of it would probably be found in the Inquisitorial Temple in London.
That's about it. Thank you very much. Carry on. Sorry.
Upon sending our agent, he nods towards Nathashar, to Gracia to find the rest of you. We sent a group of our other agents north to Albion. When they crossed into Albion, we lost touch with them. We are not, at this stage, under the impression that we have lost them forever, but there appears to be difficulty for many of our mages in scrying anywhere in Albion. There appears to be some kind of magic that prevents us from sending messages or piercing that veil to find out where they are. They are, however, very good at what they do, but we would like, and he looks at the matron mother again, we would request that someone with a much smaller, faster ship who can get in and out much more quickly go over there to retrieve them and any information pertinent to where this great magical artifact is.
Who exactly is there that we're retrieving?
I believe you know them. There is Stefan and Bastian.
Okay, we'll go.
I can almost guarantee they will be fine. But yes, we will look for them. If we can.
There was another group. They helped with a whole group of humans that we helped to get out with Malcor. Have we heard anything from them?
Up until recently, we were still in contact with many of our more friendly selves all across Albion, Scotland, to the north, and Cimbria. Since maybe a week ago, when our agents crossed over to Albion, we can contact none of them.
I want to try casting Sanding to Malcor.
Okay. What do you want to say?
Just knock it off. I hope you can hear me. Please tell me you're safe. What's going on?
After a moment, and it's literally a heartbeat, you hear your words repeated back to you, like an echo, as if they've rebounded off a distant wall. And it's taken this long to get back to you.
Fuck. I can't get through to them either.
We have tried all manner of sending. We have unfortunately, no real foothold or connection. Any teleportation we have attempted to use to our old teleportation circles there has been thwarted also. If we had something more powerful, like some connection to someone inside there, like
What kind of something?
blood magic.
Tied to somebody on the other side?
Yes.
Does it matter who that somebody is?
You have someone?
Somebody might have me.
Who?
I think he's calling himself the Grand High Inquisitor right now.
Jaws drop just around the table. Can you scry?
I have done. I probably could do it again.
What are the risks?
I can see and hear everything he does. He can also see and hear anything I do. He'll be
Clear the
aware that
room.
it's happening.
Clear the room. Shutter the windows. And Niklaus stands, as does everyone else, realizing the importance of what's going to happen. And they all kind of file out to side rooms. You see curtains start to be drawn until the room is almost in complete darkness.
Should we also clear?
Stay behind me so I don't look at you.
Yeah, we'll just stand behind Dory. It's okay.
Would you like to use your connection to the Inquisitor?
Before that, I'm going to turn to Fan and go, what exactly do you want me to do here? What?
It would be a great boon to us if we could find out where exactly the Inquisitor was.
Okay, I mean, I know he's in Londinium. Or he was. So unless he's moved on from there.
But if he's in Londinium researching the whereabouts of this artifact, perhaps you could get some clue as to where either the artifact is or where his research is housed. Or, if he's already found it and is on his way, we can perhaps pick a direction, try and get there first.
Okay. Can you bring me a full-length mirror?
Of course. And he clicks his fingers. And two, up until that moment, completely like invisible elven servants just kind of nod. And you see them shuffle off into a room, and they come back a few moments later with a large, just polished silver mirror.
Just casually looked at him going, I just want to confirm, you haven't done to the elves what they did to the humans, right?
Oh, no, of course. They are paid quite handsomely. They're of course the council's servants, but they've volunteered. They applied for the job.
I'm just checking. Okay, stay out of the reflection of the mirror because I'm going to look at myself in it. And obviously, if you're in the mirror,
I just
he
go
will
and
see
sit
you.
behind, 20 feet away in a corner.
As one of the elves passes you, Oriana, after dropping off the mirror, they kind of go, anything we can do to try and make up for everything.
You're good. It's not your fault.
And he leaves.
I'm going to, just before Ari starts, I'm going to cast guidance on her.
Cheers. Hopefully I won't.
It's just it's a D4 to 1 ability check if you have to make one.
Okay. So,
Sweet.
you are going
Then
to
I
use your Blood Curse connection.
Yep.
You stare into the mirror.
Yeah. So that all he'll see is my reflection. So he'll see me
You feel
in
your
a dark
magic.
room.
You feel your magic manifest. Start to play on the mirror, and instead of your reflection, at least to your eyes, what you begin to see is clouds. And as those clouds kind of rush towards you, you feel yourself flying through them. Until eventually the clouds part. And you see, much like the room you just left, dark, lit by a few candles. And your gaze suddenly shifts. And you look towards a bookcase. And you go and you take a book. Move it to one side instead of withdrawing it from the bookcase, and take a slip of paper. And as you take it back to the desk, you're about to unfold it before you stop. And you walk over to a cloth-covered flat surface. When that cloth is withdrawn, you are gazing into the true face of the Inquisitor. No longer the illusion of the beautiful, blonde, handsome elf. You now see half of their face is pitted, some of the skin is rotted away. You can see through their cheek to the desiccated tongue kind of working behind some of the missing teeth on one side. The other side is just bloated and rotten. Hello, pretty.
Hello.
It has been some time.
Has it really?
I have heard your recent holiday to Gracia was successful. At least as far as you see it.
Yes. I guess you could say that. What happened? Why has your illusion fallen?
Oh, I see no reason anymore for us to lie to each other, my love. There is perhaps very little time left to us. So I will make this offer at least one more time. I offer you eternity, at least as far as your lifespan will allow. All of this that is coming, all of the darkness, the destruction, you can leave it all behind. I have been gifted a demiplane, one where I will live seemingly forever, for time there moves much more slowly. It will be the last to wink out, and you can stay there with me.
What was the terms of this gift? What did you have to give for it?
Nothing I would not give willingly. My experiments, my interests made me valuable. I will be given an eternity to pursue them. And you will be a fine subject.
And who gave you this gift?
No one.
I want to make myself completely clear to you. That I would rather die than be in your presence. And the next time I see you, I'll be adding another skull to my collection. You are an abomination to nature. And I will end your life. And I will take great pleasure in doing so, and it will be the only pleasure you have given a woman.
Until we next meet. And you are forcibly cast out. You rush back through the clouds until your eyes adjust once more and you are looking at your reflection in the mirror.
King Ugly.
Are you okay, Ariana?
Yeah, I need a drink. Also, he's been gifted a demi-plane.
The people start to file back in, hearing you speaking to each other.
We'll just have to make sure he never gets to use it, I suppose.
Niklaus kind of sits back down, as does everyone else. Where was he?
Some library. He'd found a slip of paper between two books. He was about to read it when he noticed I was there.
Roll me a perception check.
Can she add the guidance to this?
Absolutely.
Extra D4 then, babe.
24.
24. Nice, okay.
Mhm.
Looking back on your memory, the windows that he was looking out of, the reason it was dark in that room, there were no curtains drawn. The windows faced the dark wall in the distance. It seemed much closer than where you were, than where you currently are. As if it was just bordering all of the continents and islands, not in a straight line, just kind of going around them. But you could also see at least what you believe, because you didn't actually. No, you did. You did a bit of flying. You can also see parts of Londinium. But because of that perception check, I will say, putting it together in your head, creating a mental map, you were probably looking out from a window high at the top of the Inquisitorial Temple.
So he's still at the Inquisitorial Temple.
For now, yes.
Well, he's still there.
It's something.
The Reverend would just put a hand on Oriana's shoulder. Just steadying.
I'm okay.
Of course you are.
It's I've seen his true face many times before. It's just really gross.
I was going to say, he's just a really gross dude. Personality and face. The face
I mean-
matches the personality.
I cannot describe. He is a walking corpse, like a really, really old corpse. And then it flirts with you. Oh,
Really. You're very brave, Oriana.
My hero.
Mm-hmm.
oh! Step on the reference foot.
Why does it hurt at you when you do that?
Wrong, not armed attack.
No, it's not. No, it's just a shove.
Everyone in this party keeps kicking me.
I don't like them anymore. I'm going to leave.
I'm going back to Greece.
We need to get to Albion, go to Londinium, get our friends out, kill the Inquisitor, kill Norman. Everyone knows his name is Norman, right? Can we just call him Norman?
Yeah, it's a much less cool name, and frankly more appropriate.
Apologies to any Normans in the chat.
All Snormans.
So,
Not such a major apology, but in case snails are more sentient than we thought, apologies to Snorman.
In case they can actually hear, even though they have no discernible ears.
Yeah.
So, just to check, we've made Side Eyes the Matron Mother a request, and you
We're
are...
going. It's okay. We're going. We're going to do it. There was never a question of if we were going to go or not.
But we
In for-
appreciate that it was phrased as a request.
In for
But you
copper,
don't
in
have
for
to
gold.
You don't have to keep beating around the bush. It's okay. We're on board.
We've come this far. May as well finish it.
Plus, I really want to
Your
kill that
Huckleberry.
bastard.
I will have your ship resupplied.
Thank you. She'll appreciate that. Be nice to her. Don't try and rub off any of the scales.
I would ask if you would like to rest here, but time is of the essence.
Fine. We'll carry on.
Alright, quite comfy. We'll
We'll leave as soon as we're restocked.
And we will bolster our forces here, waiting for whatever comes from the east, and west. We've already sent the majority of our forces, split them on 2 fronts.
Okay.
Be
There's
very
only
careful.
Sorry?
Be very careful. You mentioned you don't know what the darkness is. The darkness is the essence of nothing at all.
It's nobody.
It's nobody, it's nothing. I don't know if you're aware of that, but that's the truth. It's nothing. It's nobody. And it is the essence of emptiness.
It's a void.
Blank.
There
void.
There is a faction strongly growing in power that believes this.
No, I'm not part of that faction. I'm telling you what it is.
It's fact.
It's fact. That is what it is.
It is the
We
nothing
have-
west of Albion. Of
More
Avalon.
importantly, it is sentient. We have spoken to it once before. It threatened us when we killed Ariana's bell ornament. Don't take what I'm saying in jest. I'm not joking.
So what you're saying is the crazy old fool was right.
100%. Yeah.
Well, I owe Marcus a drink.
Why?
He could really do with it, actually. He's in a right.
He was the crazy old fool I just mentioned.
He's not going
Yes.
to be in a state to claim that drink anytime soon.
Actually,
I
going
don't
by
believe.
how fast he was healing when we last saw him, and it's been 5 days.
Yeah, true.
Probably got down to a
Probably-
shin by now.
The matron mother kind of
Sorry.
sits forward. Marcus is hurt.
He attempted to. Do you
Yeah,
remember
I
the
remember.
sepsis that was with us? The small bag of rags.
Yeah.
Really evil, very dangerous.
Marcus
and on this
attempted
side
to
of
reason
nothing.
with them.
Marcus was
He's okay.
a
I promise.
softie for the children under his care.
Yes. Well,
I promise you, he's okay.
that
He's getting better.
took his leg,
Convince-
but he's
That's-
growing it back.
That is good news.
He felt a very justifiable sense of responsibility for what happened to
Is he coming? Here?
that wretched
Yes.
creature.
Yes, he's coming. He's as soon
I
as
have
he's
no
well
doubt
enough.
he will be his.
Oh, good. And you see next to you, Dice. You see kind of Sarah Hesh glancing at the matron mother, and there's like this little smile as her lip curls.
Hussy. I'm going to grab Natasha and pull her aside.
What?
Are you coming with us, or are you staying here?
Of course. Those 2 boys should not have left without me anyway.
Okay.
They
I'm glad.
I'd be honestly surprised if they have even found London.
You know they're better than
No,
that.
seriously, they are useless without me. They have literally. There is no. It's just they are a walking double act of calamity. It is. They should just get a room and just get it over with. I'm sure a lot of the tension would be left if they just boned.
Certainly helped us.
Exactly. I've tried to tell everybody that sex just makes it easier to work together. It's
For some people, Natasha, it can make it very complicated for others.
yes, but you should always dip your pen in the office ink.
Yes.
This not saying where you're from.
What's an office?
Not one I've heard before, but one I agree with, and
It's with
I
her.
adore you.
What is an office? We have offices here. There's many offices with desks in them that you write in.
It's with her.
Reverend's not there.
Sorry.
Trick you into talking to me,
Told you
bitch.
I adore you.
I adore you.
Good.
But yes, I will come. We must find those two idiot boys before they get themselves killed.
Yes. Let's get our boys back.
We go now, yes?
Yes.
There. The glass, the pleasure. And she stands up and walks away. Well, I will get the supplies sorted instantly.
Thank you. Is the official meeting part done? Because I wish to have a chat with someone before we leave.
Yes, we have, but I have... This is a logistical nightmare, so if I can beg my leave of you.
I'll be honest, logistics is one thing I have no experience of. We just sort of go places.
As
It's worked out so far.
as he walks out. Oh. I have a gift.
Oh God, what?
I have a gift for you from a friend who passed this way a while ago. And he puts a book on the table that he takes out from his coat.
Quill's book?
You can see this is not Quill's book. However, it is brand new, pristine, recently kind of printed and bound. The leather is gorgeous. And on the front of it is the star that Oriana designed. And in beautiful lettering, the Chronicles of Nidum, Volume 1. Written by Quill.
Quill wrote a book about us!
That's the name of the
I hope-
stream. Wrap it up, folks. Roll credits.
I really hope there's some blank pages at the back of that book.
No, just-
God, me too.
Just it's Volume 1, and as you open it up, it's like Volume 1 of question mark. This book is doing quite well, and I have been made to promise that the proceeds are split between all of you.
That absolute bastard. Just give them to Quill.
It's
okay.
It's a bestseller. Everyone in
I want
Harass is
I want
reading
I want my own copy. Get me my own copy. I want one of these right now.
One of the elven servants kind of pulls a small battered paperback version of it out of their pocket and just kind of offers it to you.
Excellent. I take it and
This-
immediately turn to Dice. Dice, can you sign my book?
Oh, for God's sake.
You're an absolute dick. Can I ask a request, actually? If you're in... I'm releasing my voice. If you're in charge of where the proceeds for this go, can I make a request that I believe my friends will endorse?
Of course.
Could it go towards helping anyone who has been uprooted by the turmoil? Elves, human, dwarf, gnome, ogre, anyone at all. We don't need it. We don't want it.
I can start a trust.
I'm putting an inked quill into Ace's hand and getting them to sign the book.
Ace is going to sort of look at it and then write like a rune and then give it back.
I would like to snatch the quill and write to Rev. You're a dick. Dice.
Excellent. And then I pass it to Oriana as well. Sign my book.
I just do a really over the top squiggle that could be my name or something else.
Could be completely fake.
Just
Who knows?
scribbled it around. There you go.
I hand it back to the servant and I say, "You keep hold of that. That could be worth something."
The servant is...
Why would I have been nicer if I'd known?
The servant is overjoyed. And as you go to take it back so you can change what you've written, kind of walks very quickly out of the room holding the book.
Fuck.
Who did you want to talk to, Dice?
I want to talk to the matron mother.
Okay. As the matron
Have
mother
a chat
makes
with the
ready to
future
leave,
mother-in-law.
Oh yeah.
she stops as you approach.
Hello, future mother-in-law.
She smiles
I'm
at this.
telling, not asking.
She smiles at this. Greetings.
I hear that you tried to sell my girlfriend into a political marriage.
So you already know about one of the mistakes I mentioned earlier that I have made.
The prince mentioned as we arrived.
Ah,
Does she look nervous at all or uncomfortable?
no. She's actually smiling.
Good. I'm going to give her a hug.
As she's about to say, I have been made to see the error of my ways, just kind of stops. And she's quite stiff, and then kind of hugs you back. It would be my honor to accept you into my family.
Excellent. Again, I wasn't asking. It's her choice, not yours. And I haven't actually asked her yet. And, well, we'll do. Let's see if I live first. But,
Take it from me. She will say yes.
yes, I think she will. But
A mother knows these things.
don't do that again. You've made some really poor choices. Try not to do that. And don't die, okay?
I will try.
That's a good choice. And I'll pat her on the back and wander off after my friends.
Now I believe you have somewhere to be.
I do. Back home to my dragon boat. I
Good.
said boat. Bye.
Good luck. Sarah Hesh kind of takes your hand as you're about to leave. I feel I should stay here with my mother.
Oh, God, please. I was going to talk to you back on the boat, actually, and try and convince you to stay. Okay, that makes everything a lot simpler.
Nein, she is much more stressed than I believe you would be able to tell. But the daughter
I can
knows
imagine
these
she's-
things. So I am going to stay with her, if that is all
Okay,
right
well-
with you.
It's certainly not my choice. I love you.
I love you.
Same message I gave to your mother. Don't die, okay?
I'm sure we'll be safe here.
I hope so. And I will see you, I hope, very soon. And I'm going to give her a really, really, really long hug. But you know one of those hugs that goes on for far longer than it's supposed to?
I'm familiar.
Just stand there. Yeah. Funny. Yeah, I'll just stand there for a little bit and then I'll run without saying anything. And
Okay.
run back to the right.
We're all going to get back on the ship.
Mm.
Back in the boat.
And to see you off at the landing, Jacques and Henri and Louis standing a few more steps back. Jacques and Henri kind of wave as the ship begins to leave. Louis just nods at you, Mariana, in thanks. And with an escort of wyverns, at least until the city limits, you make your way back into the skies over Paris once more, heading north towards Albion and Londinium, almost retracing your steps. Much quicker this time, and no trains involved.
Yay!
I much prefer flight.
And we will leave session 99 there.
Yay!
Yes!
Ooh.
Session 99! Over and done
We got through a
with!
whole session.
I
All
know!
of us.
That's
I'm
amazing!
so impressed.
Give it another 6 months, we'll get to session 100. It'd be great.
I didn't want to say anything until we reached the end, just in case I jinxed it somehow, but look,
He
Greg's
has
still
been-
here.
He has been wiggling around, not too. Yeah,
Yes.
quite recently.
But we made it.
Mm.
We'll sign off quite quickly then, only because obviously if he is wiggling around, you two will need to, one of you will need to get up and go straight away. So yes, thank everyone for coming. Thank you all for watching. As always, we love you guys. We would absolutely have continued to do this without you being there, but it makes it so much better that you are. But yes, thank you everyone. Please don't forget that in a couple of weeks' time, we will be having 60 hours of D&D from the 24th to the 28th of this month, over my birthday week. We are going to be playing the Monday night campaign for 3 amazing charities. The link as always, is in the chat. Very recently has been in the chat. If you haven't already, in the next couple of weeks, please share on your Facebook, share on your Twitter, share on Thread if you've started that. Share it everywhere you can. There are three amazing charities, and we'd love to smash our target. So please, please, please help us if you can. If you can't, just come along, drop into chat and watch, because it's going to be 60 hours of us sitting in a room together playing D&D. Shit's going to get crazy. Okay? It's going to get weird. It's going to get so weird.
We're going to be very tired by the end of it as
Oh
well,
my
so our
God.
choices are just going to get worse.
Millie's going to pass out. I reckon 1 o'clock Thursday, Millie's going to be asleep at the table. But yes, please come watch. It's going to be great. But yes, hopefully, fingers crossed, barring disaster, session 100 next week.
Fingers
Yeah,
crossed.
we should be fine for next week. The weekend after that,
We're on holiday.
we're on holiday, so
The weekend after that,
Okay,
we'll be prepping for a week of D&D anyway, so I
figured.
think we're okay.
Yeah.
But yes, please join us next time. Hopefully, everyone's actually signed in anyway. Yes, join us tomorrow night for the campaign we will be running during the charity for the next episode of When Glory Is Not Enough. And then Tuesday, I think
Yes.
we've got Fables and so much more wonderful TTRPG content on this channel. So yes, apart from that,
Sign off
thank you
quickly.
always to those who have watched. Thank you to those who will watch. Take care, stay safe. We love you guys, and we will see you next time.
See you next time.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.